St. Helens League used good sportsmanship as a conscientious effort by students, parents, staff, and participants to maintain a positive environment during all activities. Our goal is to promote positive school spirit, community involvement, and a sense of pride through mutual respect, encouragement, and intelligent decisions. We hope that you will enjoy tonight's game and support the student athletes from both teams in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. Thank you. Just a reminder to everyone in attendance here tonight, the use of tobacco and alcohol products of any kind on any school district properties throughout the state of Washington is a violation of Washington state law. So please, fans, refrain from using any tobacco or alcohol products here at Kiggins Bowl. For security and supervision reasons, students may not leave and re-enter the stadium. Also, students may not bring backpacks or large persons into the stadium. Access to the field is limited to those holding field passes. Spectators are asked to remain in the stadium and visiting bleacher areas only, and to walk only on the paved concrete surfaces. Please keep all food items, nuts, seeds, and flavored drinks away from the turf. And now, will you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's VPS Game Time broadcast, where we have this 2A GSHL League matchup between the visiting Washougal Panthers, who are 3-2 on the season, versus the home team, the Hudson's Bay Eagles, who are 5-0 on the season. I am Demetric White. Alongside me, my partner in crime tonight is Cody Cook. Cody, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing really good, man. Looking forward to the opportunity to call the game with you tonight. We have a high-flying, powered offense there in Washougal, and we have Hudson Bay hot out of the gates at 5-0 with a little bit of a ground and pound, punch-in-the-mouth style of a team this year.
Yeah, so as the captains are getting ready to go on the field to figure out who is going to receive the kick, like I stated earlier, Hudson's Bay is 5-0 on the season. The last time that the Eagles were 5-0, it was 2001. So it's been a while for them.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for these guys. I know both teams are looking at this game as kind of a turning point for the season, and I know they both want to really capture this game tonight. Washougal looking to get back on track as they head into the back half of their season, and Hudson Bay looking to stay hot.
So as we are still kind of figuring out who's going to receive the ball, who's going to kick off, a couple things that we will note later on this broadcast. We've got Washougal. They've got a high-powered offense, like you said. They've got a Division I football commit and their quarterback, Holden B. They've got some weapons on the outside. And then you've got Ray Lyons, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, who has prided himself this season on not giving up any points.
Yeah, I mean, early out of the gates, 13 points allowed per game, boasting pretty big number there from the defensive side of the ball.
So it looks like, I believe, Washougal has chose to receive the ball, and I think Bay's going to kick off. So as we kind of just finish up the final touches here, one of the things I wanted to highlight, this is the Fox 12 Game of the Week. So I know that the Eagle fans and the Eagle students are pretty excited about this, as they should be. They've earned this, and we hope that they, show up and show why they are the Game of the Week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's unusual weather tonight for October. I feel like last year when I called this game, it was raining, it was cold, it was all the nasty things. You were worried about ball security and all that. And now we're looking for this October kickoff, 74 degrees outside. So I'm almost wondering, man, are the kids going to be prepared? Are they going to cramp up? Are we going to see much of that tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. We got Alex Green out on the field with the special teams getting them ready for the kickoff. And Washougal's taking the field here looking like they're ready to return the ball.
So I do know that, this is one of the things I talked to Coach Lyons about. I said, Coach, you've given up some special teams touchdowns early in the season. What are some of the things that you did to fix that? And my conversation with him is, hey, at the end of the day, the kids they got to remember their assignment and control what they can control. And he said a couple of kids were kind of playing hero, and he said we've figured that out, and we're ready to roll. And he said that's kind of one of the things that's nice about preseason games is you get to iron all that out before league starts.
Yeah, we all know how important that is, running your lanes, keeping the ball contained.
So it looks like we are going to have number 34, Joey Roper. He's going to be the kickoff man, and it looks like Washougal's got two kids back ready to receive that in number 11, Sam Evers. And I want to say that's number 21, DeAndre Goodle. So we'll see, one's the senior, one's the sophomore. We'll see what happens. All right. Joey starts the play, kicks off. Nice deep kick back to the sophomore who's looking to return. Gets up past the 20. Ooh, breaks a tackle, gets to the 30. Ends up, it doesn't get wrapped up, ends up getting out of that tackle, breaks another one, returns the ball back to the 50. So it looks like it's going to be Washougal's ball on the, actually, Hudson's Bay 49-yard line. So not a way that they wanted to start there.
Yeah, definitely got to wrap up those tackles. A few guys broke away there. Arm tackles always lead to extra yards.
All right, so as offense comes out, we'll see what happens here. They typically run a shotgun formation spread. So we've got Holden is in the shotgun set. Two receivers to the far side of the field. Single receiver here on the near side. All right, fakes a handoff, goes up the middle for a QB draw, gets about 15 yards on that play. So right away, they get a nice 15, 18-yard carry from Holden B.
Yeah, Holden sure hit the hole well there, man. He showed an extra burst there as he hit the linebackers and got to the next level.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Hudson's Bay 26-yard line. So he's back in the shotgun set. He's got twin receivers on both sides, running back to his left. Scanning the field, see what he likes. Ball is hiked. Quick out to the left side to number 11, Sam Evers. That is his go-to target for a 2-yard gain.
Real nice tackle there by Raphael Bauman.
So there will be some names you're going to hear on both sides of the field tonight. Again, we've talked about Holden B, Sam Evers. On the defensive side, you're going to hear Rob Bauman, Akil Bauman, and number 9, Talon Guerrero. I mean, those are the names you're going to hear a lot tonight, folks. All right, so B's in the shotgun again, running back to his left, hands off, breaks to the outside, getting tackled by Hudson Bay, is that another 8-9 yards? And it looks like we're going to have another Panther first down.
Down to the 15-yard line, looking at first and 10. Hopefully the Hudson Bay defense can bear down here and shorten the field.
All right, so Panthers, again, coming out in that shotgun set. Two receivers both sides, running back to the left. B's looking at the defensive lineup before he calls his play. Hike the ball. Another QB draw, goes up the middle. That one is snuffed out right away from the Bay defense. I believe he gets maybe 2 yards on that carry.
Good job by the run blitz. Got him right there as he crashed the same hole as the runner was running through.
So we're already 2 minutes and some change into the first quarter, and the Panthers are knocking on the doorstep. They're inside the 20. Let's see what the Panthers have dialed up here. See if they can put some points on the board. Ball is hiked. Hand off to the running back again. Bounces outside. Gets up to the second level and is brought down at the 2-yard line. So we're going to have Washougal ball on Hudson's Bay 2-yard line. Let's see what Hudson Bay does here to stiffen up that defense.
Well, indeed, the story all year has been the Hudson Bay offensive line, but man, the Washougal offensive line sure looked good here on the first drive. They're creating huge holes, and the runners are running through them like they got big gaps to run through.
So yeah, as you see on that replay there, I mean, running back just found his hole, bounced out to the side, and just kept on going. All right, first and 2, 2 yards to go. B is in a unique formation, 2 receivers to the right. Hikes the ball, hands off behind the fullback. Running back goes up the middle, pushes through. Looks like we are going to have a touchdown. That's going to be, I believe that is number 24 on the carry. We'll correct that here in a second, but Will Cooper gets the first points on the board for the Panthers. All right, so Panthers get the first points on the board. It's 6-0. Let's see if the kicker can make this 7. Ball is hiked. Kick is good. So, man, quick drive. You've got less than 3 minutes in that first quarter. Washougal just basically on that great kickoff return just kind of storms down the field and punches one in early.
Yep, capped off by a Kobe Johnson extra point there, and Hudson Bay will hopefully regroup here as they come out. And Washougal, they're got to be riding high after a drive like that. You sure set the tone with your running game.
And I would imagine, Washougal 3-2 on the year. Every game counts moving forward. This 2A league is tough, and it's all about seeding and trying to get to the playoffs. 2A sends the top 4 teams, and I would imagine a lot of teams, they want to stay out of that number 4 seed because that number 4 seed is a matchup against Tumwater, who is always a state perennial powerhouse. So, I mean, I would imagine that Washougal is trying to, get this one so they can at least avoid having that matchup versus Tumwater later in the season.
Yeah, D, you said it great. I mean, they got a couple games coming down the back half of their season that are at home, and I think if they can capitalize with a big game here, they look at the back half and think they can really springboard into their second half of their season. There's a ton of pride in this GSHL 2A league,
So as the Panthers get ready to kick off, that's going to be number 2, Kobe Johnson is the kickoff man. In the back to return, we have number 1, Rob Bauman, and number 16, Johnny Porter. So kick is fielded by Johnny Porter in his own end zone. He brings it out, gets to the 10, cups up field, tries to cut outside. It's nothing there. I believe he gets to the 11-yard line. So Hudson's Bay's ball, 8 minutes, 54 seconds to start. Their opening drive on their own 11.
Yeah, I know one thing Coach O wanted to highlight moving into this game was that they platooned their quarterback situation, and early on, I know that we might see tough to see who's out there right now, but they're going to be moving those guys back and forth throughout the course of the game, and might see a little different style of play out of those guys.
We will. So Hudson's Bay, totally different system. They are ground and pound. It looks like we've got Michael Miller, who's going to get the first snap at QB. You've got takes the snap, hands off to number 3, who is the sophomore, Akil Bauman, who gets about 3 yards on that carry. So we're going to see, like we said, 2 different styles of offense here. One's spread them out, get in space, and another is ground and pound. And I think we're going to be for an early dose of that.
Yeah, Hudson Bay averaging over 5 yards a carry on the season. I know they want to lean on their offensive line. Washougal is going to be prepared for that coming into the week.
All right, so Hudson's Bay ball. They're on their own 16, 2nd and 8. Miller is under center. He's got fullback, tailback, and then receiver split on both sides. He takes a snap, hands the ball. Akil Bauman straight up the middle. What a fantastic hold there by the offensive line. He gets to the Hudson's Bay 32-yard line there.
Yeah, tackled there by Kelton Green. Good burst of speed as he hit the hole. And big explosive play for Hudson Bay, first of the night.
All right, so, the one thing Coach Olivero said is, up or down, I'm going to stick true to my game plan, and he's been that. We've 3 plays, three runs. First and 10 on their own 32, and I would imagine we're going to see another run here. We've got Miller under center, receivers on both sides, another handoff. Oh, gets met at the hole, and next thing you know, Washougal jumps all over that. So I think they're going to give him maybe a yard on that play, so we're going to be looking at 2nd and 9 here.
A nice hit by Meese Jackson as he filled the hole right there, stopped him in his tracks, held him to a short gain.
So I want to say that's 4 carries so far, all by the sophomore, number 3, Akil Bauman. So I think we're going to get a steady dose of Akil Bauman here this first drive. So
looks like.
Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Sorry, just going to say, it looks like Washougal's stacking the box early. They got the one safety deep, but he's kind of coming down before the snap. So it'll be interesting to see if Hudson Bay has a counter for that.
All right, a little switch here. Miller under center. We got Rob Bauman in the backfield, the senior. He gets the pitch, comes out to the left side of the field, breaks a tackle, gets up to about the Hudson's Bay 45. That's enough for a first down. So great run there by Rob Bauman.
Well, that's the thing that makes it so tough to defend this ground and pound offenses. They hit you on the inside, and then when you start to slant on the inside, they go outside, and it just makes it real tough on those backers.
So like we said earlier, you're going to hear number 1, Rob Bauman, number 3, Akil Bauman. You are going to hear those names a lot. They're going to rely heavily on those. We've got some other kids that will get mixed in, but you know, Coach O said there's no surprise he's going to get the ball most of the night. So I mean, he owns it, he knows it, and he has told me he believes his offensive line is better than anybody's defensive line, which I give him props for that. All right, we got Miller under center. We've got Akil Bauman in the backfield. Oh, 3-step drop. He's looking to the left side of the field for number 4, Nietzsche Labassiere. Ball, a little miscommunication on that route. I think Nietzsche thought he was breaking in, and Miller thought he was breaking the sideline. So ball, no harm, ball just thrown out of bounds. We're going to have 2nd and 10 here on their own 45.
Good to see them early take those chances. It keeps the defense honest, even if you don't hit the home run.
Yeah, so that was a nice little play call there by Coach O, even though it didn't work. So 2nd and 10, 6:49 in the first quarter. Miller is still in at QB. We've got Akil Bauman in the backfield. Hand off to Akil. He goes up the right side. That is snuffed out right away by the Panther defense. I believe they're going to give him a yard on that play, maybe 2.
That's Sam McKee there on the stop. Stopped him right at the line of scrimmage.
All right, so this is I think this is going to be interesting for the Eagles. They're looking at 3rd and 8. They rely heavily on the ground and pound. Curious to see what they do here, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, in 3rd and long here, you can't take any unnecessary risks. You're only down 7. It's still a lot of football game real early here in the first quarter. So, you know, be smart. Try and see if you can hit a play for 8-9 yards and get a first down. But if not, don't take any chances.
All right, Miller under center. Got a fullback, tailback. He's got receivers on both sides of him. Ball is hiked. 3-step drop. He's looking right to Nietzsche Labassiere. Another little mix-up there. It was a great out route, but I just don't think it was – Nietzsche broke on that right away, and ball goes out of bounds. So 4th and 8, and they're going to bring on the punter here, number 34, Joey Roper, to punt this one away.
Well, and if you're Hudson Bay, if anything right now, you got to really focus on locking down the return team here. You can't give up a big return. Let your defense play with the long field behind you.
All right, so we're going to have two men back to return this. Looks like we're going to have number 11, Sam Evers, and number 24 there, Will Cooper, to return this.
Ooh, botch snap.
Bobbled snap, but he does. He picks it up. Oh, man, but right to Sam Evers, who catches that running. He's breaking up the sideline. He's at the 20, at the 10. Touchdown, Panthers. However, there is a flag on the play, so let's see what happens here. So we'll see what the white hat gives us here. We do have a penalty on the play. So if you're Hudson's Bay, you're hoping this is a block in the back. If you're the Panthers, you're hoping this is something else. So let's see here. Looks like they're going to take that back.
Yeah, usually when you get the flag in that area of the field, it's not good for that return team. Washougal coach seems to know that.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to have a hold on Washougal. So that penalty is at the 39, so you figure they're going to take it 10 yards back from there. And so the touchdown will be negated, and it should be Panthers ball, 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line to start their second drive of the game. So we talked about it, Cody, right?
Yeah,
How about that? We talked about it, Cody. Special teams has got to stay in their lane, be true to themselves, and right now we've seen 2 mistakes. One was negated by a penalty. The other set up the first drive for the Panthers. So I would imagine already basically a little over 6 minutes into this game, special teams coach is going to be over there trying to dial up some things to get some things switched.
Well, and with that speed of Sam Evers, you got almost as a special teams unit maybe think about kicking it out of bounds or something.
Hey, that's definitely not a bad play. All right. B at the quarterback, he's going to hand the ball off up the middle. That running back, number 24, Will Cooper, looks like he's probably going to get about 3 yards on the play. So now we're going to be looking at 2nd and 6. Oh, excuse me, got 4. So 2nd and 6 for the Panthers on their own 33-yard line.
Well, 4 yards of carry gets you a first down, and I know if you're Hudson Bay, you want to shorten that up a little bit there.
All right, so B's got 2 receivers on both sides of him. Running back to his right. Ball is snapped. Low snap. He does, however, catch it. Little 3-step drop. Oh, he doesn't like what he sees. Just turns and goes. And he actually is going to lose a yard on that play, so that's going to be 3rd and 7 now.
Great play there by Elijah Franco, man. He stayed lateral and ran him out of bounds, and that quarterback sure got some good speed. You see the footwork early and understand why he's a big recruit.
All right, so I believe I've got 3rd and 6. Big down here for the Hudson's Bay Eagles. We're going to have empty backfield for B. He's got 4 receivers to his right, 1 receiver to his left. To see what he goes here. Ball is hiked. He's looking for the quick play, finds Evers on the dig route, and the ball is caught, but is short of the yard to gain. So it looks like it's going to be 4th and about 2, and they're on their own 38-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Maybe 4th and 3. And I don't see the punt team coming on the field.
No, seems like Washougal might be staying out to either try and draw them off sides or see if they can send an early statement. But this is a big opportunity for Hudson Bay to get off the field.
All right. He's got tight end and 2 receivers to his right, single receiver on the other side. Ball is hiked. That is a straight QB. Oh, an option. Hands out to number 24, Will Cooper, who stumbles his way down to the 47-yard line. So they're not holding anything back. They want to maintain that ball and put the pressure on the Eagles.
Big hit there delivered, and a really, really, really good job of maintaining that pitch because it almost got away from him. It definitely had a little bit of movement after it hit his hands.
All right, so as you see the option on the replay, a nice pitch, but 24 bobbled it, got lucky. Nietzsche Labassiere there on the tackle. So 3 receivers to the left, another bobbled snap by the quarterback, but he ends up maintaining it, hands it off to number 24, Will Cooper, bounces off 3 tackles, breaks down the left side of the field, gets to the Hudson's Bay 15 before he is dragged down by number 13. That is Auguste Gagne.
Man, arm tackling's been the story early for Hudson Bay. If they want to stay in this game early, they got to start wrapping up because they're getting the guy in the backfield, but they're not holding on.
Yeah, that is. I understand Ray Lyons, and that he's big about tackling and making sure they break down. So I imagine he's taking some notes, and he's going to try to get once his defense off the field, have a nice conversation with them about breaking down and making those tackles. So we got 3 receivers to the right, running back to the left, single receiver on the left. B in the shotgun set. Ball is hiked. Handoff. QB, fakes the QB read, and that is handed off to number 17 for a touchdown. So that was a
Mercy Johnson.
Mercy Johnson on the touchdown, just right up the middle, broke a tackle, 13-yard run. Now we're looking at Washougal Panthers 13, the Hudson Bay Eagles 0, as their field goal specialist comes in, number 2, Kobe Johnson, to make this a 14-0 ball game.
Well, if you're Hudson Bay, I think the big thing you got to do is just kind of hit the reset button. You still got a lot of game, everything you want still in front of you, and you just got to start getting some footing underneath you.
You are correct. So the extra point attempt is good. 4:10 left to play in the first quarter. the Washougal Panthers are making a statement early, up 14-0 on the Hudson's Bay Eagles. The Panthers are coached by Dave Hijack, who I don't officially know, but I want to say this is his 12th season as the Panther coach. So ball coach's experience, he's seen a lot, and he's got his Panthers fired up to play this game right now. So, like I said, 4:10 left in the first. Kickoff return team is getting on the field. I would imagine they want a huge return here just to try to get some life back into that Eagles sideline, that Eagle crowd, and just try to get this game flipped.
D, one thing you said to me earlier that really rings true in this game is Coach O said that, you know, he wasn't going to abandon his game plan and he's going to stay true to who he is. And I think that's important early in these games. You see a lot of coaches, they panic when they get down like this and tend to change their game plan, and then teams panic. So I think it's huge to have that leadership of Coach O out there in a situation where you're down 14-0 early.
So Kobe Johnson, number 2, for the kickoff. Let's see, he booted that last one pretty far, so let's see if he's going for another touchback here or if he's going to try to put it right near the goal line and force the Eagles to make a decision. All right, whistle blew, kickoff in pursuit. That is a booming kick that's going to be fielded at the 6-yard line. All right, he's looking to break outside. Arm tackle missed. He just no room to run there. It looks like he gets that ball back to the 15-yard line.
A great job of these Washougal Panthers at gang tackling. You see 4 or 5 or 6 white jerseys all wrapping up and surrounding that guy. So if he does break away, he's running into 2 or 3 other guys.
And they've been strategic. I've noticed those 2 kickoffs. They have kicked to number 16, Johnny Porter. They have stayed away from number 1, Rob Bauman, or number 3, Akil Bauman. So very strategic in who they are kicking the ball off to. So Will Clark to get the snaps this series. He's going to come out here, and the senior is going to go under center. We've got Rob Bauman and Talon Guerrero in the backfield. And there's a flag before the play even gets started, so let's see what happens here.
Yeah, it looked like some delay of game maybe, or?
Yep, delay of game on the Hudson's Bay Eagles. So they're going to start 1st and 15 on their 10 or 11-yard line. So not a great start right there for the Eagles.
Never want to have the first play going backwards of a drive.
Nope, never do you want that. You are 100% correct.
Well, the one thing I'd say here is that you're looking for that running game that's established 5 yards of carry to really set the tone here on this drive. It's a big drive for the Hudson Bay Eagles.
All right, Will Clark under center, fakes the sweep to number 7, Malachi Hodges, and ends up handing that ball off to, I believe, was number 1, Rob Bauman, who looks like he got about 5 yards back. So they got 5 backs. Now they're looking at 2nd and 10, and let's see what offensive coordinator Bronson Castellano has dialed up here for this play. All right, so Clark is giving the play to the offense, and the O-line's about to get set. He's going to be back under center. He's got 2 backs behind him. Looks like he's got a double tight set and 1 receiver to the left. Malachi Hodges in motion. Another, QB keeper on this one. Clark trying to bounce it to the outside, breaks a couple tackles, and is down at the 22-yard line, I hope. And it should be 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, William Clark sure hit that guy with a move. He juked left and went right, and it was a tough one to stay with him on.
All right, so as you can see on the replay, bounces off a couple tackles, comes back, and just gets the Eagles an opportunity for a manageable 3rd down here.
That was Jere Goodell on the tackle there.
All right, so 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. They are on their own 21-yard line. They're down 14-0. They got to get a 1st down here. Oh, boy, another flag on the play. So let's see what happens here. Is that another delay of game? Another delay of game on the offense. So the play is just not getting in quick enough. If that's 2 in a row on one drive, that's what that's telling me. So 3rd and 9 on their own Oh, 16-yard line, 2:32 left to play, and timeout Eagles. So, Cody, we are almost done with this first quarter. Panthers are a commanding lead. They've kind of done what they want on offense here. They spread them out. The running plays working. They haven't really passed much with B, but he's shown his elusiveness, his ability to get, to the outside. All right, if you're Coach O, 3rd and 9, you want to keep the offense on the field. What are you telling your kids right here?
I think big thing is you got to get the play off without getting the yellow flag coming out. I mean, the big thing here is every time they've ran the ball, they seem to get some positive yardage, but Coach O's now down there discussing with the referee about the penalty flag because it's 2 of the same penalties. I'm not sure what the discussion's about there.
Yeah, I would imagine Coach O's probably saying he doesn't feel like, that play clock is getting reset when it should be, or it's getting reset too early. So he's probably just having a nice little conversation there just to make sure that, everything's going the way it is. So.
Yeah, tough deal. I mean, here I think you got to look to try and pick up the first down, being down 14-0 early. I mean, it's not a situation where you want to punt the ball back.
All right, 2 backs in the backfield. Malachi Hodges in motion. Quick pitch out to Rob Bauman. He's trying to break outside, and he is just drugged down by number 14. That is Prescott Leinhart. So they get maybe, 2 yards back on that run, and the punt team is probably coming out here.
Yeah, that was a great tackle. He did a good job of getting him around the shoulder pad there and bringing him down and making sure he didn't get him underneath that back of his collar there.
All right, so 4th and 9, Joey Roper, the punt specialist, back out there. Last time he had a bobbled snap, so let's see if we can get a clean snap here, clean kick, and try to pin the Panthers back. They got their 2 back there. They've got Evers and Goodell, and looks like a kind of a muffed punt that only gets about 24, 25 yards. So Panthers ball, 1st and 10 on the Eagles' 47, 46-yard line. So
yeah, I think if you're the Hudson Bay Eagles defensive unit here, you got to do everything you can, like you said before the game, to kind of contain their quarterback there, Holden B, because he's sure quick back there with his feet, and as soon as he hits that second level, it opens so many holes for the defense.
Okay, we've got minute 40 left in this first quarter. I think if you're Washougal, you probably want to punch it in, and if you're Bay, you are trying to get a stop. So we've got 3 receivers to the left, 1 receiver right. We've got running back to B's left side. He's in the shotgun formation. Ball is hiked. Fakes the handoff to the running back. He's looking deep. He's got a seam route wide open to number 14, who basically just breaks 1 tackles in for the score. That is number 14, Prescott Leinhart, the senior on the touchdown.
That was a great ball. A great job by Holden B there, looking the safety off to the right, and you got 3 seams running down on cover 2, and that's a tough cover for the defense.
That is a tough cover, and when you've got a Division I quarterback there, and he's got all the time in the world, I mean, that for him, he's probably just licking his chops going, if this is how it's going to be, I'm going to be trying to do this all night long.
Such discipline, too, by just not overthrowing him. You see so many times guys get excited. They see that guy running open, and they overthrow it. He did a good job of knowing the field.
All right, so that is number 2, Kobe Johnson. He puts in that extra point. So, Cody, this is not the start that the Eagles wanted, and if you are the Panthers, you are over there just going, this is far exceeds the start that we thought we were going to have.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the season, I think this is kind of the look that Washougal thought they were going to see. I mean, they seem to be hitting on all cylinders right now, and if you're Hudson Bay, you can't feel good about being down 21-0 in the first quarter, but at the same time, there's no better time to be down 21-0 if you want to come back.
Right. Hey, like you said, this is writing that story for a great comeback. So let's hope minute 31, the Eagles can get a major kick return here and just try to, again, start something, build the momentum, get the crowd back into them, get the band going, and get that Eagles first down.
Yeah, it starts with one play. Got to really simplify it here.
So it looks like we're going to have the Bauman brothers back to return this with number 7, Malachi Hodges, just right in front of them. And Kobe Johnson kid's got a leg. I mean, he's put that ball at the 1, he's put it at the 5, and I think he's put another one at the 3. So that kid has proven that he's a kickoff specialist. He's going to try and pin him deep and let the Panthers just run their lanes, and they're going to try and make that tackle early.
Well, and you said it best last time, man. He's not just kicking it deep, but he's kicking it to who he wants to kick it to. You know, he's accurate with his that leg too.
Interesting switch there. The Eagles drop Malachi all the way back to the end zone. They bring Will Clark up to the 10 with Raphael Bauman. So Raphael's going to let that go past him, and we are going to get a touchback. So interesting play there by the Eagles to say, hey, let's let this ball get into 20. Let's get the ball back at the 20, and let's just establish something here with 1:30 left to go.
Yeah, important to get your feet underneath you, and like you said last time, you know, start with one good play.
All right, so 1:30 left. The Eagles are going to have the ball at their own 20, 1st and 10. I would say, you know, as much as the Eagles, they love the ground and pound, do we see a pass here? Do they say, you know what, we're going to, again, we know that our offensive line is good, and we're going to try and get hot here.
You know, with a team like Hudson Bay that's averaging 32 points a game, I think, again, you can't change too much on your game plan.
So that was Miller on the handoff to Akil Bauman, who gets back to the line of scrimmage and looks like he's down for an injury. So we're going to hope that there's nothing serious there at all, and maybe just a stinger. He caught a tackle, you know, in the wrong way, and we'll just hope that he's takes a couple plays off and he gets right back out there. So I'm going to go ahead, and while we got a little stoppage and play here, I want to read something to you guys. I got an announcement here that they want me to go ahead and give to you. So parents, have you registered for Parent Square yet? It's the district's new communication tool, and it's open up for opportunities to work with your child's teacher in school. Just go to parentsquare.com/sign in. You'll use the email address you give the district at the start of the year. Once you're in, you can get direct messaging, customize your notifications from the school, and RSVP for school and classroom activities. You can also get more information on the district website, vansd.org. Get signed up for Parent Square, folks. All right, so back to some action here. Miller's going to hand that ball off. I want to say that was number 1, Raphael Bauman, who looks like he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards on that carry. So now, again, we are in another manageable position for the Eagles. 3rd and 5. They've proven that they can run, but up the middle, it doesn't look like bouncing outside so far has worked yet.
Yeah, I mean, that Washougal defense has done a great job of staying in their lanes and you know, gang tackling and wrapping up.
All right, so Miller is about to give the play to the offense. We'll probably have one more play before the quarter ends. It is 3rd and 5. They're on their own 25. You've got fullback behind the quarterback. Oh, I think there was a timeout there. Let's see who called the timeout. So Coach O didn't like what he saw, stops the play, 31.8 seconds, gets the timeout in. This is a crucial upcoming play here for the Eagles.
Yeah, D. I mean, if there's ever a time you need a first down, it's now. You want to keep that defense off the field, and you want to try and put Washougal out there for as long as possible, because right now the time of possession game is not leaning the way of the Eagles.
I would imagine maybe he was hoping that you know, he gets that. Akil Bauman looks to be okay, so he's probably, hey, I'm going to use that time in. I'm going to put my other weapon back in and see if I can't, you know, between Ra, Akil, and Malachi, see if we can't get something going here.
Well, and you like that the coaching staff understands the urgency of this down. I mean, you can't have a play go for a penalty right here. You can't have a play muffed. I mean, you have to have a situation where it's your best play in your playbook, and you're dialing it up for you know, the rest of this drive.
All right, so Eagles are in the huddle. Miller's given the play. We have receivers on single receiver on both sides of the field. Looks like we've got 3 running backs in the backfield. They're going to hand that off to Akil Bauman. He's just going to try and push his way. It depends on the spot here. From our end, it looks short, but let's see where they spot this at.
Yeah, the spot's right there at the 30 with where the line judges are sitting, and it looks like the marker's sitting right on the 30, but it's going to probably be a measurement situation or.
So they're not going to come out and measure.
They're moving them.
They're moving them. First down, Eagles. So I would imagine that Coach O is not going to get another play off here. He's just going to, made a fool of me. Eagles are lining up real quick. He's got 2 fullbacks and a running back. Hands the ball off to Ra Bauman, who gets about 3 more yards on that play. So going to end the first quarter there, and it looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 7 as the Eagles try to regroup here in this quarter and come out second quarter.
One thing that's really captured me early, the tackle there by Elijah Franco is this Washougal Panthers team came to tackle tonight, man. They are wrapping up and playing a physical brand of football in the first quarter. And if Hudson Bay wants to get back in this ballgame, I think they really got to match that intensity.
All right. So as we, kind of take a quick pause in the action here, like again, Washougal Panthers are up 21-0 on the Hudson's Bay Eagles here, and it's been an interesting kind of flow to the game. I don't quite think that the Eagles thought that they knew their Washougal was going to put up some points. They did know that. They didn't think they were going to get a shutout, but 21, Cody, I mean, that's –
well, I mean, the story's really been, Holden B and number 24 there, number 24 there, Will Cooper, the way he's been running the football. I mean, he's after contact, yards after contact is definitely getting high for the first quarter.
So as the chains get reset, the players kind of switch sides of the field. There has been, you can tell that Coach O is trusting this offensive line. They're getting the push. It's not that they're not getting the push. It's when they get the push, where is the running back going? And I'm not saying that the running back's not seeing holes here, but it's the O-line's giving him the push. The running back's got to make a guy miss in the hole.
Yeah, and running with those pads low, hitting the hole aggressively. Absolutely.
All right, so Michael Miller under center, hands the ball off to Raphael Bauman, breaks out to the right side. He's up to the Panthers 47, 46-yard line. That is a great first down there for the Eagles.
Yeah, maybe a touchdown-saving tackle there by Mason Darling, because I'll tell you right now, he had a burst of speed, and he caught him by his jersey there at the end.
Yeah, so we see the replay here. Rob Bauman goes up the middle, bounces to the outside, and like you said, just barely had enough jersey there to pull Rob Bauman down.
There was a lot of green there behind him.
There was. That's a fast kid right there.
Well, and you like seeing that hole by the offensive line. I mean, it's been a tough real estate early on.
All right, you've got the ball handed off to number 7 Malachi Hodges. He's bouncing a little bit in the hole. Doesn't quite see the lane he wants, but he still gets 2 yards on that play. So 2nd and 8, ball should be on the Panthers' 44-yard line. 11:14 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, and you just like to see him get north and south right there, get as much as you possibly can.
There's some stories that we will highlight, and as the broadcast moves on. But one of the things, the most of the time, offensive linemen don't get credit. But there was a fantastic article in the Columbian that if you guys haven't been able to read, I think you should go read. We'll talk about that a little bit later about that offensive line and the bond that they've built and the brothers that they've become. Miller's going to go ahead and hand that ball off. Akil Bauman's going to go right up the middle, big hole. He's going to get to the Panthers 32-yard line there.
Yeah, again, big hit there at the end of the run, man. Those Eagles are finishing the runs, and Washougal again gang tackling. It's just good football by both sides.
Yeah, as you can see in that replay, there's a big hole there, Cody. And I'm being honest with you, I'm slow and fat, but I still think I could have got through that hole, buddy. That was just a fantastic hole there created by that offensive line.
Well, that makes 2 of us, man, because that sure was good blocking there.
All right, so Miller's going to be under center. You've got 2 fullbacks, running back, and receiver on both sides. Big gets set, hands the ball off to Rob Bauman. Another hole up the middle, another 15-yard gain. This is the momentum that the Eagles were looking for.
Well, and you got a guy there that, like you had highlighted that Columbian article, and Timote Vea, senior, number 55. And, he's not even a former center. He's learning the position kind of on the fly and doing a heck of a job, commanding the holes and making the calls. So nice to see this Eagle defense making a little bit of a push and making a game of it.
All right, so Eagles ball. They are on the 19-yard line of the Panthers, 1st and 10. I'd imagine we're going to see another dose here of just up the middle. You've got number 64 in the backfield, Tae Talise. You got number 9, Talon Guerrero, just trying to open holes for number 1, Rob Bauman. So Rob Bauman gets a yard on that play. So 2nd and 9. They are on the 18 of the Panthers.
Well, yeah, and the Panther defense led by linebacker Mercy Johnson, and did a good job there shortening it up and making it a long field here on second down for the Eagles.
All right. So let's see here. 2nd and 9. Let's hope that the Eagles are getting these plays in a little bit quicker here. You've got Miller still in at quarterback. He's got Rob Bauman on the far right side of the field. He's got Talon Guerrero in the backfield. They're going to hand that – that was Akil. I'm sorry. He's going to hand that ball off to Akil. Akil's going to get up to the Panthers' 8-yard line, 7-yard line. So now we are looking at third and 3, 3rd and 4, to see what we can do here to punch this in.
Well, and I think if you're the Eagles, you have to lean on what got you down the field here. Big explosive runs, big holes, big gaps. See if that offensive line, you've got 2 downs here to get 3 yards.
All right, so we were going to go same package as everybody stays in that plane. You've got Talon in the backfield. You've got Akil at running back. You've got Rob Bauman on the right side, Nietzsche Labassiere on the left side. They had fullback handoff, trying to just get the quick yardage there. And it looks like Talon's going to get 2 yards on that carry. So you're going to be looking at 4th and 1. They are on the Panthers' 6-yard line. What does Coach O do here?
Well, I really like the call there by Coach O, shortening the field, getting yourself in a manageable 4th down where all you need is a yard. And behind this line, I think, like you said, I could get a yard. So.
I know, I love it. This is fantastic. This is Eagles smash mouth football, and they're not afraid to do this. So 4th and 2, they realize how big this possession is. There's 7:37 on the clock. You've got the jumbo set in. They're going to hand that ball off to Akil Bauman. He is just going to force his way through. He gets the first down, and I think they're going to spot that ball on the Panther 2-yard line. So 1st and goal, 4 plays from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I just can't state how big of a drive this is for the Eagles. I mean, if you give the ball back down 21-0 in the second quarter, you're headed for a situation you don't want to be in. And here you're at least giving your defense time to stay on the sideline, get a breather, and make a game of it.
All right. 1st and goal. They're on the 2-yard line. What does offensive coordinator Bronson Castellano have dialed up here? All right, Miller under center. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand that ball off to Akil Bauman. I'm not quite sure that he got in, but he did get a yard on the play. So
that was a big stop there by Jose Alvarez Cruz, man. That's a big athletic gentleman in the middle there, and he was quick to fill that hole.
He was. So 2nd and goal on the 1-yard line. Clock is still running, 6:43. Eagles got to punch this in.
Yeah, I mean, this is 4-down territory all the way.
Yes. All right, let's see what they do. They put Rob Bauman on the far side of the field. Wonder if they're going to try to throw up a jump ball or if they're going to hand this off. They hand that off. That is number 3, Akil Bauman, in for the touchdown, Eagles. That was smash mouth. They got the ball and 20-yard line, and they just kept going, touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, Washougal all game had wrapped up and filled the holes, and that drive right there, the offensive line of the Eagles opened them up.
All right, scores 21-6. Roper in for the extra point. Will Clark is the holder. Ball is snapped. Hold is good. Kick is good. 21-7. 6:25 left to go, folks, in the second quarter. All right, a little life. Life back.
I mean, we got ourselves a football game now. I mean, 6:25 left. I think the big thing you got to, do if you're Washougal is try and establish yourself again on offense and get your rhythm back. And if you're the Eagles, you have to try and get off the field as fast as possible and get that ball back in that hot offensive line's hands.
All right, so this is the nerve-wracking part for the Eagles. Kickoff, special teams, you need to be special. They haven't quite done that yet. So if you're Coach O, I mean, I know you don't want to kick the ball out of bounds, but could be a decent decision here. Kick the ball out of bounds. I think the Panthers would get the ball at the 30 or the 35. Or do you say, hey, special teams, wake up. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a game plan here. That's for sure. I'm not sure what that is, whether it's kick to an area of the field and run all 11 defenders to that spot, or whether it's kick the ball out of bounds. But they definitely can't put the ball in Holden Evers' hands. That's for sure.
That is for sure. Evers is an athlete. I mean, I know just from my coaching time, coaching hoops, he's a stud for the Panther basketball team. He's a kid that You got to know where he's at all times of the field. He is an athlete.
And I apologize on that. That's Sam Evers. I seeing these guys going and got me running in circles between him and Holden B. So.
Hey, it happens. It happens. We're all out here having fun. That looks like number 22, excuse me, on the return. He's going to return that up to the Eagles' 35-yard line. Ball was on the ground, but they blew the whistle dead. So 6:14 left in the second. Washougal's going to take over on their own 35-yard line. 6:14 left to play.
Well, and if you're Washougal here, I mean, what do? You know, you have the lead 21-7, but you can't get too conservative because, as you see there, the Hudson Bay offense is capable of putting them back in this game. So I think they have to come out here and keep doing what they've been doing the first quarter.
All right, so one of the names we haven't quite talked about yet is number 9, Talon Guerrero. He is the defensive captain for the Eagles, and in the last 5 games he's flying around, he's making plays, and so far he's been a little quiet. So I bet the Eagles are hoping to get him going. This time we have a delay of game penalty on the Panthers, so they're going to get pushed back 5 yards, and they're going to start on, instead of the 35, they're going to start on their own 30.
Well, indeed, the ref kind of put his hands up in the air like, I don't know what clock you guys are watching, but it's going down to 0. So, both teams are early struggling with the clock, and hopefully they can get it figured out.
So, hey, at least, flags are going both ways here,
that's
right?
right. Both teams are making mistakes, and that's part of the game, right?
That's one of the things I love about high school football. I mean, there's college, there's the pros. This is the purest, is just watching these young men out here just battling, giving everything they got, so that they can go back to class on Monday and just talk about the game. And so this is a ton of fun. So that is Holden B's going to, throw a quick out to his receiver. I want to say that was number 32. I'm sorry here. I don't have the script in front of me. That was my fault. Travis Lundberg. So they're going to get about a yard on that. B is back in the shotgun set. He's got 2 receivers on both sides, running back to his left. He's looking deep over the middle to Sam Evers, makes the catch, doesn't get brought down. He is on the Hudson's Bay 40-yard line.
Wow, what a catch, man. He went up there between 3 defenders and came down with the ball. Great throw, too. I mean, sometimes you got to throw your wide receiver open and just trust that it's going to be there,
Yeah, no, that kid made a play. I mean, if we were talking hoops, that kid made a play at the rim. I mean, that kid, he just jumped up there and grabbed it. But that's what happens when you give Holden B time. If you don't get after him, he's just sitting in that pocket. He's going to observe the field, and he's going to make the right read. All right, so he hands the ball off to number 24, Will Cooper. He's going to get 5 yards on that play, so he's going to take that down to the Eagles' 34-yard line. So we're going to be looking at second and 5 here on the Eagles' 35-yard line. 5 minutes, 21 seconds left in the second quarter.
Great tackle there by Rob Alman. I mean, running the ball that whole last drive and then coming in and playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah, there's some names for the Eagles that they get a lot of snaps. They play both sides of the ball, and that's the Bauman brothers. That's number 9, Talon Guerrero. Number 4, Nietzsche Labassiere. They get a lot of the snaps on both sides of the ball. B takes a snap, QB keeper the entire way. He goes to the right side of the field. He picks up the first down. He probably got about 8 yards on that play.
I mean, the Washougal offense did a great job there of going off the edge where they were blitzing, and it kind of left the Eagle defense a little bit exposed. There wasn't much they could do there. It was a great run.
All right, so we are going to have Panther ball on the Eagle 29-yard line. Oh, excuse me, not 29. The 24-yard line, 1st and 10. B's back. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, which Sam Evers is always the one on the ISO. Takes the snap. He's going to hit the running back in the flat, break down. The Eagles swarm to it. Hey, and that's a tackle for loss.
That's a great job by number 2 and number 16 there for the Eagles. That's Jay Pepler and Johnny Porter. Both those guys teaming up and gang tackling there and staying with the play.
All right, so 2nd and 12. They are on the 26-yard line. If you're the Panthers, you're thinking, hey, let's get a score before the quarter ends or before half. And if you're the Eagles, you're thinking, we got to get a stop here.
Yeah, got to get off the field.
All right, B's got 3 receivers to his right. He's going to hand the ball off to number 17. He tries to bounce outside. It looks like he fumbled there, but we'll see who recovered that. That was a great – whoever filled that gap, that was a great stick.
Looks like they're marking it for third.
Okay, so he loses it, but I think he collects that back up. So, hey, third and 10. They're on the 24-yard line. Do they stick with the ground and pound, or do they try to catch the Eagles off and throw one over the top here?
I think if you're Washougal, you're looking for points, and if they feel they're in comfortable field goal range here, you'll probably see the handoff. But they go empty, so they make a fool of me.
They do go empty, running back. They look for the receiver screen. It's not there. B is under pressure. Eagles are in pursuit. He takes it, tucks it. He's turning up the sideline. He gets to the 10-5. Are they going to give him the touchdown? I can't see yet. They do. They give him the touchdown on the QB keeper.
Wow, what a read. That was good coverage early on that play, and I was about to say wow by the Hudson Bay secondary, but you know how it goes when you're running downfield with a wide receiver. It's tough to keep your eye on the quarterback.
Yeah, so, I mean, B, he had time, didn't like what he saw. He just tucks it and just he's an athlete, made a play. So 27-7, the number 2, Kobe Johnson's in to try to make this a 21-point ball game here. Kick is up. Kick is good. 28-7, 3:08 left to play here in the second.
Well, if you're Hudson Bay, I think you got to try and answer that score before the half ends. That way you come out of half not with your back behind the wall.
Oh man, if you are the Panthers, you've been reading these kids and their social media these days. The Eagles have been all over. There's been quite a few articles written about them all week long. This is the Fox 12 game of the week. I mean, they want to come in and play spoiler to this.
Yeah, well, you know how high we talked about it earlier, the GSHL 2A conference. I mean, on any given night, anybody can beat anybody, and that's what makes this conference so special. Is it's just full of teams with pride and competitiveness, different styles of play.
All right, so Kobe Johnson's going to be in to kick this off. You've got Bauman and Porter deep to return, and if you're the Eagles, you are looking for a big return here just to try to get some decent field position and then try to get a score here before the half. All right, Kobe Johnson's set to kick.
And we got a great crowd tonight, both sides. You know, a lot of people out here. Beautiful setting, Kiggins Bowl, good weather.
Ball is kicked deep. It's going to be a touchback for the Eagles. And last time that happened, it was a touchback, but they marched on the field and got a score. So, I see where, Panthers are thinking, let's pin them deep, 3 minutes left. They're going to run out of time with that run game before they score, but maybe the Eagles got something up their sleeve here, huh?
Yeah, sometimes getting your feet underneath you and starting the drive fresh is kind of a good feeling. You get pinned back or you get some of that bad momentum juju flow, and it doesn't tend to translate to points, So hopefully the Eagles can get going here and make a game of it before the half.
So we've got 1st and 10 on their own 20, 3 minutes to play. Looks like they hand that ball off to Akil Bauman, who fights through some tackles and ends up getting 5 yards out of that.
Yeah, I mean, turned a 1 yard gain into a 5 yard gain and fought through a good tackle there. Great run there.
All right, so just a quick scores, trying to get some scores updates to you. For those of you who want to know about the River Hawkinson game, it looks like Hawkinson's up 14-0 on River, and they are in the second quarter over there. So we will be trying to bring you updates along with broadcasting this one. Another handoff that looks like it was to number 3, Akil Bauman, and gets the first there. So now Eagles first down on their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that comes of concern is the clock down to 2:30 here in the half, and you know that Coach O and Coach Castellanos would like to go fast and get that ball down the field as fast as possible.
All right. So
fumbled snap.
Uh-oh. Looks like the Eagles jump on that and retain possession. So 2:11, clock is ticking. Eagles sitting on 1 timeout left. What does Coach O do here? I mean, is he going to use that timeout? Is he just going to let this clock run and try to regroup the troops? And for halftime, let's be curious here.
Man, the one thing I've noticed tonight is for a dry weather game, we sure had a lot of balls that have kind of slipped.
We have. It's, maybe that extra sweat the kids aren't used to in October here.
Absolutely.
All right, Miller in a shotgun snap, drops back. He's looking for Rob Bauman on the sideline, connects. Rob Bauman gets up to the Panthers. He's going to get to the 46-yard line. Clock is stopped, I believe, while the chains are going to get set, and then they're going to go ahead and get the clock running again. So huge play there.
Yeah, that was a great throw. Back shoulder down below the safety, over the top of the corner, kind of in that no man's land. It's really tough to defend for the defense, and he dropped it in there. Great catch, too, by the receiver.
All right, clock is ticking. Miller is still not yet behind the center. We've got a minute 27. He's trying to get his offense set. He's going to have two receivers on both sides. He's got Keel Bauman in the backfield. All right, they play pass again. He's got Rob Bauman wide open on the flat, kicks it to him. Rob Bauman breaks upfield, gets 9 yards on that play. So we're looking at 2nd and 1. Clock is still running. They get up to the Panthers' 37-yard line here.
Yeah, I mean, they're moving the ball through the air, not something that we're accustomed to seeing a lot from the Eagles, but when you need it, and they're doing a great job of it.
You're right. The clock is the concern here. 52 seconds and still ticking. Eagles with one timeout. Miller drops back under pressure, and there's going to be – it's not a sack, but let's see where they spot him at. I would imagine that Coach O might want to take that timeout, or is he just going to let this run? Looks like he's going to let the clock run still. And, it was a sack. They ended up losing a couple yards on that play. So we're looking at 3rd and 4. Oh, they end up – that was an interesting. They end up spiking. So,
yeah, that's a tough situation. You let about 15 to 20 seconds there run off the clock, and you end up spiking the ball to go to 4th down. It's not, I don't think, what they wanted to do there.
I'm not sure if that was the play, but, hey, we're not here to question anybody. So, 4th and 3. They're on the Panthers' 39-yard line with 25.4 seconds left to go.
They got one timeout left too, right?
They do still have one timeout left. So
a ball in bounds, I mean, if they get the first down, they can still actually stop the clock.
Yeah, and Joey Roper does have a decent leg. He is able to connect. He's a soccer player. He is able to connect. And I think if you can get him to inside the 30, that's got a good chance of hit going in for him. So, he's got a nice range for a high school kicker.
You got Mikey Miller back there.
Drops back. He finds Nietzsche Labassiere, I want to say, who toe taps and stops the clock. They're inside the 30. First down, Eagles.
What a great play. What a great throw by Mike Miller there. And Nietzsche holding it in, being aware of the field, keeping the feet in bounds. Really, really, really clutch play there on 4th down.
4th down, got 19.9 seconds left on the clock. You probably got 2, maybe 3 plays before if they can get out of bounds, before you gotta kick the ball. So Miller takes the snap. That's not a bad miss. He was looking for Nietzsche again on the out route and just kind of throws it into double coverage, but throws it out of bounds. So not a bad play. Only took 4 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, and good thing they're not taking a sack, not holding the ball. You like seeing that. Good awareness of the situation.
Yeah, so you'd imagine if you're the Eagles, probably that last play was only 4 seconds, so maybe they're thinking 2 plays, maybe they're thinking 1. It kind of depends on what's dialed up here.
And if you're Washougal, you got to really be thinking deep ball here. I mean, as far as top of the coverage.
All right. Miller steps back, tries to – is that ball picked off? I believe that ball was picked off.
Yeah, number five there, Holden Bay, coming in with a big interception. Guy's doing it all tonight.
He is doing it on both sides. So the Eagles try to take a shot downfield, ends up with an interception. So it's going to be the Panthers' ball. They're going to be on their 4-yard line, 8 seconds left. Let's see if the Panthers just decide to knee this, go into halftime with the 21-point lead, or if they just say, hey, let's try to get a quick one.
Well, I'm sure the kid's not short on accolades, but, man, to have, the way he's throwing the ball in the first half and then come out and get an interception, he's sure going to remember that one.
Yes, he is. So, all right, they're in their shotgun set. They've got 2 receivers on both sides, running back in the pistol. B takes the snap, actually just takes the knee. So, they are going to go into halftime The the Washougal Panthers lead the Hudson's Bay Eagles 28-7. It was a great first half when you think about, yes, the Panthers put up points. The Eagles showed that they got the offense going. I mean, even though it's a 21-point ball game, I like what the second half might bring us.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at how the second quarter went. Very evenly played. Hudson Bay there marched the ball down the field twice, and we have ourselves a situation where it's still 21-point football game with a whole half to play. And in high school sports, we know anything can happen.
Anything happens. So on your guys' screen, you're just seeing some of the big kind of marquee plays here from the first half. And, this game has been, even though the score doesn't seem like it, this game has been as good as advertised. You are getting some really good athletes doing what they do best. Ra and Akil Bauman for the Eagles they're running the ball well. You've got Holden B, he's being Holden B. He's making the right throw. He's running the ball. He made a pick on defense. So this game, even though the score doesn't seem like it, it's been fun to watch so far.
Yeah, Holden B, Sam Evers, and Will Cooper, have been kind of the three-headed monster for that Washougal attack, both on the ground and in the air. A little balanced attack.
All right, so we will be taking a kind of quick break here, and we're going to, drink some water, just kind of see if we can get down, talk with the coaches. So, Washougal Panthers 28, Hudson's Bay Eagles 7.
It's the first day of school across Vancouver, and nowhere are they more excited than here at Vita, which finally is opening as a K-5 elementary school. Last year, Vancouver Innovation, Technology, and Arts Elementary School served as a learning lab. Students from every other elementary school spent time here doing project-based learning. But now, finally, Vita is welcoming students of its own.
We are so excited. We have been working towards this for 3 years, from the planning of the school to learning about instructional methodology to hosting the learning lab for almost 7,000 kids, and now we finally have our own. So we're elated.
What are you excited for here at Vita? What are you really looking forward to?
Doing like projects with a team.
How about you, Amelia? What are you super excited for at your new school?
The playground.
How excited are you for the first day of school?
Really excited. I really like art, and this is a project-based learning school, so I'm really gonna like it.
How excited are you to have your students in this brand new school?
I'm really excited. It's a very cool school. Everything is so big and spacious and airy and light. We're really excited for it.
I'm super excited. The project-based learning is really cool. She's been talking about it all summer. I'm going to project-based learning school, and she's already really good at art, and the focus on that is really cool for us.
Of course, this isn't the only school opening today, and Superintendent Jeff Snell is trying to get to as many as he can. We caught up with him at the brand new Ruth Bader Ginsburg Elementary School. Dr. Snell was joined by school board members Sandra Zavala Ortega and Tracy Barrows, and Vancouver Education Association President Jamie Anderson. Ruth Bader Ginsburg Elementary, or RBG for short, is a Spanish immersion school. Although parts of the school are still under construction, it's welcoming in kindergartners and first graders this year as it works towards full occupancy. For administrators, seeing these young learners in action is rewarding.
I think that there's a lot of lead up that people outside of school don't necessarily know in preparing for a school year and how excited everyone is to prepare for that school year. And then when the first day actually comes and you see the excitement of the students and the staff, some tears from families as they're dropping off little ones, all those emotions that are wrapped up into the first day is pretty special.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I think, you know, we get stuck in a lot of meetings and a lot of just in rooms. And so to be able to go and spend time with students and see how schools are run and our staff and just like say thank you and just see the smiles on everyone's faces, I think it just really, it makes the job worth it.
RBG is the final new school to be built as part of the bond measure passed by voters a few years ago. Dr. Snell, the VPS school board, and other district administrators split up to visit every school in the district on the first day, which has become a VPS tradition. And that's just about it for us. We know parents, you guys are excited about this first day of school and are posting on social media. We can't wait to see the photos that you post online. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Nick Vohl.
All of our drivers that they are the face of VPS. They're the first person that kids are going to see in the morning. They're the last ones that they see.
Let's get ready to cut the ribbon.
With a snip of a pair of oversized scissors, the new futsal court at Houck Elementary is open for business.
It's really fun and I love playing on it.
You know, this was just kind of a dream, and now it's here.
Hi everybody and welcome inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Vohl. The new futsal court at Houck is the product of a lot of hard work, and as we discovered, the work is just beginning. Houck's back to school night drew a big crowd of parents and kids. And the highlight for many is the new court.
Liam sprinted to the end of the block to look through the fence and then sprinted back and gave me this big thumbs up like, it's ready, we're going to play tonight.
So what exactly is futsal?
A regular soccer field is grassy and it's bigger. And a futsal court is like pavement and tinier goals.
The ball is harder and like it doesn't bounce as much.
It gives kids a chance to play soccer when it's rainy out and we're not allowed to use the field.
That translates to more kids playing the beautiful game.
All you need is a pair of shoes. You don't need shin guards, you don't need to pay a bunch of club fees to play for a club. So it really is access for all kids to play.
My perspective, it does take them off of the one thing that most parents deal with is a device. So less screen time, more play time.
For me, sports was everything, right? That's how I learned to relate to others. It's how I learned to just be a kid, and to be able to go out and express yourself, be yourself, and be in a spot where you're having fun and enjoyment. It's safe. All these things is massively important.
It took a lot of community partners to bring the court to Houck, including Operation Pitch Invasion, a nonprofit devoted to bringing soccer to kids. The Portland Timbers and Thorns, the Houck Foundation, the Vancouver West Soccer Club, Houck Parents, and many more all contributed.
The game is a community game. The game is a game for all of us. And so it's not just us as a club, but it's how we connect with the community. And I think this is as important as anything we do.
Operation Pitch Invasion has a new Clark County fund and hopes to put in 10 more courts across town. The proof of the court's impact on kids is already apparent.
I personally love soccer and I'm excited to play futsal too.
For more information on Operation Pitch Invasion, just head to their website, pitch-invasion.org. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Nick Vohl.
So we have a cold weather front coming in from the north and a wet weather coming in from the west. which means we could be looking at a 90% chance of some snow, so be safe out there.
But the school closed.
Sorry, guys.
September through June, John Armitage teaches PE and health sciences at Columbia River High School. Over the summer, he spent a week learning what it takes to be an emergency medical technician.
Just got called out on our first call, which was interesting and eye-opening.
He's not switching careers, he's exploring what it takes to be an EMT, so that his students can pursue their dreams.
I'm armed with a lot more information after doing this.
Welcome to Learning to Work. I'm Mark Reith, Director of the Vancouver Public Schools Career and Technical Education Department. Throughout the summer, we send teachers on paid externships so that they can pass along firsthand knowledge to their students.
We'll get call after call after call, right? And so you don't want to have to drive all the way back to the station, fill up, and be out of service.
When we caught up with Mr. Armitage, he was spending time at Clark County Fire District 6, having already visited the Northwest Training Center and AMR.
You always have a picture in your mind of what a job is. So it's been really neat to actually kind of learn more about these different careers, what their days are composed of, what it requires of the individuals that take on these challenges. So it definitely helps to contribute to that respect that I have for first responders.
Everybody wants to know what firefighters do. So getting a little look behind the curtain, I think is good. It's good for him to come in and anybody else to come in and take a look at this. It's good for us to show them what we do and to kind of understand, when the bells do go off, what happens. And so, I mean, for us, it's exciting.
Mr. Armitage hopes to convey that sense of excitement and duty to his students.
In the health sciences class that I teach, EMT is one of the modules that our students work through. So I was interested in just learning more about what the career opportunities are locally with that and how students can go about continuing their education.
For students, it's important, really for him to bring back just the pathway. How do you get into the fire service, right? And not even necessarily the fire service, it's any part of the pre-hospital is what he's basically looking at.
Really amazing work that is done, but can also be really challenging work.
Mr. Armitage is impressed with the professionals he's working with, and they're impressed that teachers like him are doing whatever it takes for their students.
I mean, this is their time off. This is their summer, and they're extremely busy during the school year. So for them to take that time off and educate themselves in whatever field it is, I think it's amazing, and I think it just shows their dedication to the profession.
The firefighters asked us to share that students have a chance to get involved by joining the local cadet program. Cadets get firefighting training throughout the year, which prepare them for potential careers in firefighting. Students can contact Fire District 6 for more information. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Reith.
I'm Carissa Niehoff, CEO of the National Federation of State High School Associations. Bad behavior by parents and other fans at high school
Welcome back to the VPS Game Time broadcast of this Washougal Panthers Hudson's Bay Eagles football game. The Panthers lead the Hudson's Bay Eagles 28-7. My partner here, Cody Cook's got an announcement that he's going to go ahead and read for us.
If you love high school sports, and since you're watching this, I'll assume you do, We want to let you know that VPS Game Time is working with the district's career and technical education departments to offer even more student-produced broadcasts. Starting this fall, each of the 4 comprehensive high schools will be offering live volleyball, with basketball and wrestling to come in the winter. Fort Vancouver has already broadcast 2 volleyball games, and Bay, River, and Skyview have broadcasts coming up. You'll be able to watch them on Comcast as well as the school's YouTube channels.
Yeah, this is a fantastic opportunity that the kids get. They get to get this real-life experience, and then I love it because this has always been my dream. I love working with kids. I enjoy that every day, but I've always thought, man, how cool would it be to be a broadcaster? And the fact that they let me get out here and get on this for a few games has made a dream come true for me.
Me too. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me, so I'm really soaking it up and enjoying watching these guys come out here and compete. It's something pretty special.
Yeah, so I want to give a big thank you to Vancouver Public Schools and the VPS Game Time. They do a fantastic job. They've got some kids we're going to highlight later in this, but, man, they're amazing. They work hard. They set up. They tear down. And it allows me, like I said, to just come out here and just live this dream. And, you know, it's something that I go to work and brag about. And my wife gets sick of it because I'm like, oh, my gosh, that's all I talk about for the week is I get to call the game. I get to call the game. And so, again, thank you to the kids and everybody here at Vancouver Public Schools for putting this on.
Yeah, looks like I think Hudson Bay here is going to be receiving the first half kick, and coming out of the halftime break, I think what we're looking for is for the Hudson Bay offense to establish that run again and get the ball moving because being down 21 points, they don't have a lot of time to waste.
Yeah, I mean, Cody, you've said it. You've done a fantastic job just analyzing this game, and one of the questions I wanted to pose to you is, you're a coach. You've played football. You coach, but like you've been around sports. What's the speech you give your kids at a halftime like this? What are you saying to them?
I would say 2 things really come to mind: consolidate and simplify. So you got to really take it one play at a time, one drive at a time, one quarter at a time. Being down 21 points, you can't score 21 in one drive, and so it's really important that they keep it simple and stick to what's been true to them all season. And then the second thing I would say is control the controllables. You can't have flags, you can't have negative plays. You got to come out of the halftime break with a clear mind and establish a positive momentum moving forward.
I love that. We can tell that you've been a head coach there and know what you're doing. So the Eagles are going to receive the kick. It looks like we've got the Bauman brothers back there to return. The kickoff specialist, number 2, Kobe Johnson, he's been booting that ball in the end zone. Do you think he tries something different here, or does he stick with what he does?
Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
I love it. So 12 minutes on the clock. Everybody looks to be in the set position. Whistle's blown. Kickoff is underway. And that's another booming kick that's going to get touchback. There we go. So,
and one thing I look at is body language-wise. I mean, you look at Bay, and they're coming out with their shoulders high and heads high, and so, I think we still got a ball game on our hands.
All right, so the Eagles are going to have the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 20. No time off the clock, and if you're Coach O, mindset for this first series here.
Positive yardage. I would say stick to that run game. You still got 24 minutes of time to play, and you don't need to go outside of what's been working for you.
Okay, so it looks like the QB platoon, we're going to have Miller take the first snap of the series to start the second half. He's in a shotgun formation with Rob Bauman behind him. Quick pitch to Rob Bauman. He's going to go to the left side of the field. He's going to break up. He's going to get tackled down, but a positive 5 yards there.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Prescott Lenart from Washougal, and holding him to a 4 or 5 yard gain there.
So Bauman gets the quick pitch from Miller, and positive first yards, first play of the drive there.
Anytime they can get the edge on those guys, I think that's going to really play to their strengths. They got such good speed in the backfield, and making those linebackers run east to west is really going to wear them out.
All right, so Miller's going to be kind of in that shotgun set, pistol formation, 3 receivers to the right. He's going to go ahead and hand the ball off to Rob Bauman, but that play is sniffed out right away. Tackle for loss.
Jere Goodell,
huge stop there. So 3rd and 6, 11:37 already in this third quarter.
I mean, they completed a couple passes there and looked good there as they moved the ball down at the end of the second quarter. And maybe you look here on a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 there to go to an aerial attack.
All right, so Eagles are going to be 3 receivers to the near side of the screen, 1 to the left. Miller takes the shotgun snap, dropping back, and he looks to try to get the quick out to number 2, Jay Pepler, but I think that the ball was just short-armed a little bit, pass is incomplete, so 4th down here.
Elijah Franco on the coverage there. Pretty good coverage, staying on him tight, forcing the incomplete pass.
All right, so the Eagles bring out the punt team, and number 34, Joey Roper, back to punt. Couple, like we talked about in the first half, we've seen a couple bobbled snaps, and again, I don't know if that's just the extra sweat from the kiddos or what the deal is, but interesting for such a beautiful day out. I mean, probably still in the 60 degrees, and we've seen that a couple times. All right, Roper receives the snap. Good punt. The fair catch called by the Panthers, so they are going to take over at the Eagles' 49-yard line.
Well, and if you're Hudson Bay's defense here, what are you thinking here, D?
You know, it's interesting. We've talked about, we've highlighted, and really, as much as we say there's no surprise what the Eagles do, there's no surprise what Washougal does. It's that running game with Will Cooper and let B be special, and he's been showing why he's going to go to the University of Idaho and play football there.
Absolutely.
All right, so being shotgun, takes a snap, drops back. He's looking, finds Evers over the top on a deep post, connect, touchdown, just like that. Less than 15 seconds, runs a deep post, Evers for the touchdown.
Well, and that's a beautiful ball. I mean, you really can't throw it any better. The defense was just a half step behind, and he laid it out there perfectly. I mean, you literally couldn't have dropped this ball in the bucket any better than that.
And, you know, we've talked about the Hudson's Bay offensive line, but I want to give credit to the Panthers offensive line. They have given B the opportunity to sit in the pocket and just read and make the right play.
Yeah, clean pockets are everything. Anytime you can put some pressure on the quarterback, it changes the game, and Hudson Bay's been a little bit unable to do that to this point.
All right, so Kobe Johnson, extra point. It's up, it's good. And we are now 35-7, 10 minutes, 56 seconds left in the third quarter. So as the teams or special teams are kind of reconfiguring and getting ready for this next kickoff, one of the things I want to shout out, if you are looking for employment, VPS is hiring. So please go to vansd.org. There is the employment. Click on the employment tab. There's plenty of jobs open. We are looking for everything. There's classroom teachers. There's paraprofessionals. There's custodians. There's cooks. We're looking for bus drivers, please. Working in education is one of the greatest things that I have the privilege of doing, is serving these kids. And you know, if you're looking for employment, please go out there. You know, the kids need all the support that we can give them.
Yeah, good individuals around the kids is so important, and the more support we can give these guys and ladies, it's so important because, like you said, there's just not enough around.
All right, so we've got Kobe Johnson, who is back for the kickoff. Let's see if he puts another one deep. And another touchback for the Panthers. So Eagles are going to take the ball over again, 1st and 10 on their own 20.
Well, the one thing I'm noticing as you move deeper into this game is that you're going to probably have to start to move to a little bit faster-paced offense, and you're going to have to start probably airing it out a little bit.
Yeah. So you know, we've talked a lot about the Hudson's Bay offensive line, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I was going to share this story. I told you I'd share this story. Is there's a great article about the offensive line and how they're brothers and how they go out to eat, and I highly recommend it. If you can, go to the Columbian and read that article. But anyways, in that article, it touched on the fact that they went to an Applebee's, and it was an all-you-can-eat. And Rob Bauman right there on the play gets about 20-something yards, gets the ball up to the 42. But anyways, it was an all-you-can-eat wings, and the 5 of them went out or 6 of them went out, and they're just eating wings, and it's all you can eat. So the kids are like, hey, let's get our money's worth. And next thing you know, I asked Timothy, I said, hey, you know, how many wings did you guys eat? And he said, Well, they cut us off at 250, and I said 250. He said, "Yeah, we wanted more, but they kind of cut us off." And I said, "I don't blame them."
Yeah, absolutely. And then I know, according to what he said, that they would try to go back the next day, and they cut them off then too.
Yeah,
don't
they
even
ended
do
the
it anymore.
promotion. Said you guys ate too much, which those are stories that those kids are going to have for a lifetime, and how awesome. So Miller takes a snap. He hands the ball to Rob Bauman, who goes through the middle, bounces out to the left side of the field, and gets about 8 yards on that carry. So we're looking at was there a fun? Oh,
It looked like the ball came out late, D, after the ref had already blown it dead, and then there was some pushing and shoving from both sides afterwards.
Yeah, and you hate to see that. You hate to see tempers flare. I mean, again, these kids they're putting it all on the line, but at the end of the day, we got to remember we're kids, and just stay within yourself, and let's see what happens. A lot of laundry on this play. We're just hoping that everybody's safe and they stay engaged there. But let's see it's going to be a minute here to see what the refs decide to do. Call here. So we'll see what the call is. We'll give it a second, but one of the other things I wanted to highlight and talk about is another thing that we want kids to get out and play sports, and but there's a shortage of referees. It's a hard job. I've reffed high school basketball and summer stuff, and it's a hard job. And if you love sports and you're like, hey, I'm kind of done coaching, or kids are growing up, or whatever have it, I encourage you to Google your whatever you're interested in. Maybe that's a football official, basketball, baseball, but that's one of the things that's a nationwide crisis. We're just running short on umpires and referees. So that's another thing I encourage you. If you love the game, get back out there.
Yeah, and even to the high school guys. I mean, there was a time when I was young and 16, 17 years old, and I was out umpiring baseball games. And so anytime you can get out there and it's a good way to make a couple bucks if you're a younger individual, and it's fun and rewarding. It's a good opportunity to give back.
So it looks like we've got a couple personal fouls. I think there might have been an ejection there, but we'll get some clarification from that. But again, not something we want to see. That's nothing that is promoted. Neither coach will tell you that they promote that. These kids are just playing physical. They're playing fast, and they want to win. And again, they're 14 to 18-year-old boys, and they're every once in a while they lose their cool, and we hate to see that, but we understand why. And I think number 32, Max Van Humison, temper got away from him. It happens, but something you don't want to see. And it looks like they're going to talk him up and coach him up and just say, hey bud, let's not have this next week.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, and it looks like based on what happened on the play, I think they're going to get the first down, and then what happened after the play is going to take them back for the personal foul. So it'll be interesting to see here.
Yeah, so we will kind of hope that everything is back to normal, and it looks like we're going to have 1st and 15. The Eagles are going to get pushed back to their 37-yard line. So one of the things, parents and students, there's a great event coming up to help plan for your life after school. Future You is an annual event that brings together 4 and 2-year colleges and university, trade programs, the military, and more. There will also be a ton of resources for your families, including how to apply for student loans. Future You is happening on Thursday, October 26th from 5:30 to 7:30 at Hudson's Bay High School. You don't even need to be in the high school. It's open to all grades. They are also giving prizes away every 15 minutes, so it should be a lot of fun and very informative. So get out to Hudson's Bay on October 26th for the Future You night.
On a swing pass there to the outside, number 16, and he takes it up to the 40-yard line.
All right, so back to play here. We've got 3rd and 11. The Eagles are down 28 points. 10:27 left, so not much time has kind of gone off the clock, but the Eagles, they gotta have an answer here right now.
Yeah, this drive's tough. They had the big play to kind of open the drive, and it's been, you know, a couple steps forward and a couple steps back. So it'll be interesting to see here on 3rd and 11 what they go to.
So Michael Miller is back at quarterback. It looks like he's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 receiver to his right, and Akil Bauman in the backfield. Ball is snapped. He's looking deep. Nietzsche Labassiere on the out route, and just a missed timing, and pass is incomplete. So 4th and 11. Does Coach O's going to bring out the punt team? Never mind. I answered my own question. I didn't have to ask you, bud.
Well, I mean, you got to kind of start thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, that was something I was going to pose to you. I mean, 28 points. You still got 23 minutes left. I mean, do you start to say, hey, we got to try to get one here, or do you say, let's just hope our defense can get a stop? I mean, what do you think, Cody?
I like what Coach O did there. Honestly, it's a tough situation to be in. I mean, I think the biggest thing they got to do is try and find a way, as hard as it is, if it maybe even seems impossible, to stop Washougal on the offensive side of the ball.
All right, so Roper receives a snap, kicks a ball towards the left side of the field. Evers on the return, but Nietzsche Labassiere there to run him out of bounds for just about a 2-yard, 3-yard return.
That was some of the best coverage we've seen all night. They had a couple guys run their lanes and get down to the ball fairly fast there.
All right, so Panthers are going to take over on their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10, and do they run the ball with a commanding lead, or do they say, hey, let's put it in the air again, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. You know, you would like to see, if you're in commanding lead 35-7, you'd like to take some time off the clock. But at the same time, the aerial attack's been proving to work. So.
All right, so Washougal had a man go in motion. B faked the handoff and went for the QB draw, and it looked like, I mean, he was brought down, but I almost wonder if he kind of tripped on the turf there. That was a weird kind of.
Yeah, it looked like the defensive line maybe clogged the hole, and he kind of tried to make a cut, and his foot went right out from underneath him there.
So if you're B, you're upset. If you're Bay, you're happy. You know, 2nd and 10, ball's still on the 40, and you got rid of one down. So B's in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 receiver to his right. Running back goes in motion. B's looking deep. For Sam Evers again over the top. Pass is caught by number 11, Sam Evers. He gets the ball down to the Eagles' 21-yard line.
Well, and again, another drop in the bucket there from Holden B. I mean, you couldn't walk down the field and place the ball in a better location. The defender didn't have much he could do on that ball.
Yeah, so you see the replay. B steps back, has plenty of time, and he puts a back shoulder throw just over the top, and Evers just hands out, beats the corner, and makes the play there. I mean, that's just –
well, and Sam Evers, he's sure a big kid, man, and with great speed. That's just a tough cover for that corner.
Yeah, I mean, they got him listed at 6'1", 190, so he looks a little bit bigger than that from where we're at. So.
Yeah.
All right, so B in the shotgun, hands the ball off to the running back, who gets a yard on the play. So now we're looking at 2nd and 9. They're on the balls on the 20-yard line. If you're Bay, you got to get a stop.
Yeah. I mean, they've done a good job on the run plays of bottling these last couple drives, but it's been the big plays over the top that's really hurt Hudson Bay.
All right, so 2nd down, 9, 8:44. Washougal really hasn't took their foot off the gas pedal. They've ran the ball. They're throwing it deep. I mean, they're trying to make a statement here, Cody.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head in the first half when you were talking about the turning point in their season. What a play there by their quarterback.
Yeah, so Holden B there on the option. He runs the option play to the left side of the field and just says, you know what, I'm going to put this game on my shoulders, keeps it, and gets a 17-yard gain there.
That'd be the one thing that I'd really point to looking at what I've seen so far tonight is that every time Hudson Bay has defended the pass well, Holden B's feet have been the answer that you just can't really account for, you know.
Man, I mean, this kid, I would have came to this game regardless. I work at Bay. I would have come to this game regardless. But the fact that I get to call this game, this kid is the real deal.
He is the real deal.
All right, so this is the first time he's been under center. Takes a snap. He fakes the handoff. He's on a bootleg right. He's looking to the back of the end zone to number 11. Of course, his favorite target, Sam Evers, but just can't connect there. Great defense by number 2, Dre Pepler.
Yeah, and it looked like on the edge there, put a little bit of pressure on him. And anytime you can speed up that process, it tends to throw the rhythm of the play off a little bit.
Yeah, that was unique for us. That was the first time he's been under center, so that was a unique adjustment there.
Yeah, different look for sure. I think the one thing that you'd like to see if you're Hudson Bay here is you'd like to see them move him out of the pocket and make him uncomfortable. He's definitely athletic and capable of scrambling, but anytime you can put him in motion, I think it's gonna benefit you.
All right, so there was a flag on the play. There must have been a holding, so that bootleg offensive lineman must have not been able to secure that edge, and
penalties in the red zone. Those are killers because they 10 yards back you up on a short field.
So now you're looking at 2nd and 18 instead of 2nd and 3. So let's see what the Panthers have drawn up here. They're gonna throw the corner fade to the right side of the field to number 11, Sam Evers, but that pass is deflected by number 4, Nietzsche Labassiere.
Man, Nietzsche made a great play there, getting his hands up and raking down through the ball so that the ball comes out. Met the ball at the same time as the wide receiver.
And it looks like we have an injury on the field for the Hudson's Bay Eagles. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. I don't really quite know who that is. We don't have a number yet. But, why the Eagles are attending to the injured player. He gets up. It's number 9, Talon Leon Guerrero, who is their captain, their linebacker. And you don't ever want to see that, but it's not good when he can't even walk on his own power. He's kind of getting carried off by some Hudson's Bay coaches. So that's a devastating loss to happen to the Eagles right now.
Yeah, not what you want to see. Not what you want to see right there. Hopefully he's okay.
Again, these kids, they're high school kids. They're playing hard. They're giving everything they got. And, again, you don't ever want to see injuries. So we just hope that it was an ankle sprain and nothing serious, So, all right. Panthers they've got 2 receivers on both sides. Running back to B's right, drops back. He's looking deep ball in the end zone, and he finds – let's see what happens. He found Sam Evers in the end zone, but I don't know if he held that. Oh, they are going to say he possessed that ball before it was stripped out of bounds for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was a great ball again by the quarterback Holden B, and again putting it where the defender had no chance, and looked like he got it across the goal line right before it got knocked out of his hand.
So another score for the Panthers. We're looking at 41-7, and Kobe Johnson's going to come in and try the extra point. You got the replay here on your screen at home, folks, and just B had time, and he put the ball into double coverage, which is rare, but Evers just made the play.
And Sam Evers deserves a ton of credit for tonight. We've talked a lot about Holden B, but you got to be on the receiving side of those catches in order for them to count as catches. And he's made every one of them tonight, other than the one in the back of the end zone, and that wasn't much he could do with good defense bearing down on him. So, kid's been almost automatic and perfect tonight.
So, score is your Washougal Panthers 42, your Hudson's Bay Eagles 7. So, I've been a coach. You're currently a coach. We've been on both sides of this, Cody. We've been on the winning side of a game like this. We've been on the losing side of a game like this. If you're the Eagles coach, what are this game could be potentially out of hand. I mean, it's a lot of points to make up. What are you telling the troops? What are you trying to see moving forward?
Still a lot to play for out there tonight. Moving forward, they've got 3 big games on the docket. And what you'd really like to do is establish yourself in this 3rd and 4th quarter in a positive way, so that when you move into your Woodland game next week, that you get the bad taste out of your mouth and you're hitting on all cylinders and have a good rhythm. But you definitely don't want to quit on it or have any feeling like it's over. You play for, again, like I said at halftime, 1 play at a time.
So as the Kobe Johnson's set to kick this ball off, it looks like we're going to have the Bauman brothers to return. And it looks like Ra's going to have an opportunity to return this. He receives the ball at the 5. He gets up to the 15, up to the 20, gets out to the right side, and that boy's got wheels. He's at the 40, the 50. He's got the kicker left to beat. He gets a block by number 6, Stump, and he gets tackled down at the 15-yard line. What a fantastic return there from number 1, Ra Bauman.
Well, just as you say that, looking for something positive to happen, it happens right in front of your eyes. What a block on the outside there, and he hit the corner and hit the Jets.
So Rob Bauman is down after that tackle. It's kind of slow to get up. Another Washougal player is kind of slow to get up. Again, I'm hoping that it's nothing serious. You know what I will say is, I was an athlete long time ago, and I remember, being out on the football field, and these random hot nights, you're just not prepared. You don't drink as much water as you would in a typical week, and so I'm wondering if we're starting to see some cramping get involved with some of these athletes out here.
Yeah, it's definitely a sticky night, and I think we got to also compliment DeAndre Goodell for his effort to save that touchdown. That was a heck of an effort to run across the field.
You're 100% right. That was a great effort. So Eagles are going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the Panthers' 18-yard line. And Michael Miller is in at quarterback. He's got a fullback. He's got Akil Bauman in the backfield. He's going to hand that ball off to Akil Bauman. He's going to go find a gap on the left side. He's going to get about 6 yards on that carry right there.
Man, that left side sure cleared out some space.
Yeah, that's big boys up there, I'll tell you that much. So, we're talking kind of about, Hudson's Bay's got a pretty big hole to try to dig themselves out of. At the end of the day, the standings, nothing's really set right now. Washougal's 1-2 in league, Hudson's Bay 3-0. You've got a ton of teams jumbled at 3-0, or Bay was 3-0. You've got a ton of teams at 2-1, and some other handful of teams at 1-2. And so right there, you got Rob Bauman on the carry. He's going to go ahead and get the touchdown, put 6 more points on the board. We're going to see if Joey Roper can knock this in and get this score up to 14. But going back to what I was saying, if you're Bay, just because if things don't go your way tonight, doesn't mean that you haven't lost. You're still in the driver's seat of league. You're going to be sitting at 3-1 in league if things don't go your way. You're still in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I would say that both teams right now have got to, coming out of this game, regardless of win, lose, have got to feel good because moving forward, they've got 3 games, 2 at home. Both teams looking at the back end of their schedule and looking like they could be a playoff contender. And like you put early in the broadcast, you don't want to be the 4 seed moving into that.
No, you definitely don't want to be the 4 seed. So Hudson's Bay showing some fight. That's what you want to see. That's when you think of successful teams, this happens. There's just, perfect is hard. It's hard. You can't, it rarely happens. It's rarely attainable. But when you're coaching a team that you're trying to take to the next step, it's these types of games where you go, okay, it's not going our way. We got to show some grit. We got to show some fight. We got to build some character on this.
Yeah, I hate saying this as a coach, but you almost got to put winning and losing aside for this drive, and you just got to try and get a stop and turn the tide of the game, 1 play at a time, 1 drive at a time.
All right, so Roper's going to come in to kick this ball off, and it looks like we're going to have Evers and number 21 DeAndre Goodell back to return. So, as Bay gets set, like we said, they got 3 games left on the schedule, 2 away games, 1 home game. So next week they're at Woodland. The following week, it's a Thursday the 19th. They're home for senior night versus Hawkinson. And then their last matchup is their rival between Columbia River. So, again, they're still in the driver's seat if things don't go their way tonight. So, it is what it is. But, hey, let's stay focused. Let's finish this game strong, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Big win against Ridgefield and Mark Morris the last 2 weeks. And, coming into this game, definitely wanted to obviously have a good game, but hasn't come out early that way. So like you said, you look at doing positive things moving forward. That's all you can control.
All right. And so number 21, Goodell on that return gets the ball up to the Eagles' 36-yard line. And if you're Washougal and you come out of this with a win, now you're 2-2 in league, and you've got, I believe they've got 2 home games left on the. They got 1 away game and 2 home games.
Yeah, they play R.A. Long at home, and then they got Columbia River in 2 weeks at home, and then they end the season away at Hawkinson.
Okay, so The interesting thing, and this is what I love about the Colombian and all the other people that are way smarter than me, is they'll break down the playoff matchups and the seeding if this team wins and that team wins. But I would imagine you've got 8 teams in this league, and you've only got one team that's sitting at 0-3. You've got the Eagles sitting at 3-0, and everybody else is 2-1 and 1-2. So, I mean, it is a crazy thing. We could see a Texas tiebreaker at the end of the season where we've got 3 teams fighting for 1 spot or 2 spots. So this is fun to sit back and watch.
That's the thing I love about the GSHLD. You just said it best, man. You just never know what you're going to get out there.
All right, so that was a handoff to number 17 for the Panthers, Mercy Johnston. He gets first down on that carry, and he goes to the right side of the field. And
I think if you're Hudson Bay, you're probably spotlighting wherever Sam Evers lines up on the field.
Yeah, you're definitely worried, probably sending a safety over the top of him. So B's in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to his left. Sam Evers on the far right side of the field. He's going to go ahead and hand that off and to number 17, Mercy Johnson, who's going to get about 8 yards on that carry. So we're going to be looking at 2nd and 2 on the Hudson's Bay 36-yard line.
And I've been really impressed with this Washougal offense tonight between number 24, Will Cooper, and number 17, Mercy Johnson running the ball. Those guys both run with their pads low, and they're tough to bring down.
All right, so Washougal, no surprise, in that shotgun set. They got 2 receivers on both sides, running back to the right. Ball is snapped to B. He's looking down the field. He actually finds Sam Evers going across the middle wide open and is brought down at the Hudson's Bay 20-yard line.
Shocker there.
Yeah.
Sam Evers.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do fantasy sports for high school, but man, I don't know. Evers would be having a game if he was on your fantasy team.
After the stuff DJ Moore did last night,
right?
Sam Evers, he got inspired by him.
Yes, he must have. So, first down, 1st and 10 on the Hudson's Bay 20. Ball is snapped. He's going to be handoff to number 7, Mercy Johnston. He breaks a couple tackles, bounces out to the right side, and gets a touchdown there. So that was a heck of a run. I mean, he broke a couple tackles and found the end zone.
The guy's got quick feet, man. He moved laterally left to right extremely well.
So score is 48, and the Eagles are sitting at 14, and Panthers are going to bring on their extra point specialist to see if they can knock this one in. So Kobe Johnson is back to kick. We'll see what happens. All right, kick is up. Kick is good. So score is going to be Washougal Panthers 49, Hudson's Bay Eagles 14.
Oh, let's take a moment to recognize the students working on tonight's broadcast. Most of them are students in the District of Video Production Programs who are learning about careers in television. In addition to the students on camera tonight, we have more back in control room directing, running plays, graphics, and audio. Over the course of the year, students from at least 8 of the middle and high schools will participate, and thanks to all of those students for giving their time to bring local sports to our community.
Yeah, so we will highlight those kids that are working here, later on in the broadcast. We're going to give them their spotlight. We're going to shine the camera on them. But, again, we wanted to say thank you, man. These kids are amazing. There's one right now. They meet the student crew. We got one in the end zone. I don't know if you can hear us. Give us a wave. This is our crew backstage that makes us. There we go. I love the wave. They're making us sound great and letting us live our dream. We've got some other cameras that they're going to pan to. There's another one up in the stands. I'm going to tell you right now, I wish this program was around when I was in high school. This is phenomenal. We got another guy right there in the stands as well.
I'll tell you what, it's a game changer, and these kids sure do a great job. I mean, it's a professional level broadcast put on by these guys, and they just keep giving back to the community and putting on these games. It's fun to watch. Some nights you're not able to come out here to the environment, and you still care about what's going on and want to see it, and just couldn't say thank you enough to everyone that's contributing to this.
Yeah, no, VPS and the Game Time crew, they do a fantastic job, and I'm bragging about them, and they need it. Like they are fantastic, and these kids are out here donating their time. And again, guys, thank you so much for all you do.
Well, if you're the Eagles here, you got to try and put another good drive together.
No, you're 100% right. It looks like there was a kind of a squib kick, which I don't blame him. Last kickoff, the ball got in Rob Bauman's hands, and he turns that into a 60 or 70-yard kick return, and the Eagles punch it in. So they went with the squib kick. Yeah, they kind of gave some field position. Eagles are now have the ball on their own 46-yard line. Miller was under center. He went and handed that ball off to Akil Bauman, who got about four yards on the play. So they're looking at 2nd and 6 on the 50.
Physical tackle there. Nice play by number 40 from Washougal. That's Harry DeShazer on the tackle.
All right, so clock is going to run as this game continues on, and the Eagles are going to stick with the ground and pound. They're going to try and see if they can figure some things out, even though this game is kind of gotten out of hand. You always got to get ready for next week, and so they're going to see what they can do. Miller drops back, throws a beautiful ball to Rob Bauman, who goes up, grabs it, catches that at the Panthers' 29-yard line.
Well, the one thing I'd say is every time that they've done a good job of putting that air underneath the ball and letting him run underneath it, it's sure been a good play for them.
Yeah, that was a fantastic ball, a fantastic route, and it's just giving the Eagles some life and allowing them to just go out and make some plays. And now all of a sudden you're down on the 30-yard line, and you're going to see what happens here. 1st and 10, you got Miller under center. You've got 3 backs in the backfield. They're going to go ahead and hand that off to Akil Bauman. He's going to go up the left side. He's met right away in the hole, but he's still able to just fall forward and get 3 yards on that play.
That's Travis Lundberg on the tackle up the middle there, stood his ground. One thing I'd say about the Bay offense, though, is they're gaining 3 or 4 every time on the run. I mean, that's conducive to first downs and moving the chains.
You're 100% right. That is huge. Is when like you've talked about, fall forward, get 2 to 3 yards instead of looking at 2nd and 9, you're looking at 2nd and 7, which bobbled snap there by from Timothée to Miller, and Panthers jump on that, and unfortunate turnover right there.
Cooper Maxey jumped on that right as it hit the ground. That's tough exchange there.
All right, so as the offense is going to come on the field for the Panthers, defense is going to come on the field for the Eagles. One of the things I wanted to talk about is we're on the back end of the fall sports season, and one of the things that I wanted to say is if you are a student in VPS, or you have a student or a grandchild in Vancouver Public Schools, get them involved in sports. I know that the middle schools their winter season 1 is probably going to be starting up here in a couple weeks, and once we get to November, it's going to be starting to think about basketball season, wrestling season. Get your kids involved. I mean, that's one of the memories that they're going to have for lifetimes, is just talking about those days of playing sports in middle and high school. So please get your kids signed up for Vancouver Public School sports. We want them to be involved. And if they're not a sports person, find a club, find something, but get your kids involved, please.
No better way to get involved with school than getting into a club or playing a sport.
So that was a handoff up the middle, and Washougal got about 15 yards on that carry. So B takes a snap, design run. He breaks down the left side of the field. He's at the 20, the 10. Oh, tried to get a shoestring tackle by Akil Bauman, but B just too tough. Gets in the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
Kid's got another speed. He's got another level to his feet, man. It's pretty impressive down the sideline there.
Yeah, so score is 55-14. So, Panthers aren't letting up. They're putting the foot on the gas, and they're trying to make a statement. I mean, you look at this replay here. He fakes the handoff to number 24. He just bounces to the outside, and like you said, Cody, he just finds another gear, and Bauman tries to chase him down and just can't make the play. Touchdown.
I think the one thing you pointed to earlier, and you don't like to point to these things necessarily as being the reason, but sometimes, when a team's got so much publicity throughout the course of a week, like the article that they got in the Columbian, it's kind of becomes poster board material for that other team, and definitely Washougal looks motivated out there tonight.
They sure do. That extra point was blocked by the Eagles, so special teams making a play there and just being coached hard, and they're not gonna give up. They're gonna continue to fight, and they're gonna just look for some things that they can work on and build on for next week. And score is what it is, but Season's not over. This isn't the end of the season.
No, and I see a lot of good things going on down on the sideline. A lot of heads high and a lot of coaching going on, learning moments. I mean, sometimes the things that make you tougher as a team aren't always fun to go through. And Hudson Bay's finding that out tonight. But the one thing I'd say is, like you said, there's 3 games left in their season. And they still got everything in front of them that they still want to accomplish. And for Washougal, I mean, you have to feel good about resetting your season, getting back to that 500 mark. You know, if they're able to obviously hold on and win this ball game. So it's one of those things where it's a springboard for potentially both teams.
All right, so kickoff specialist Kobe Johnson in to see what he does here. He squibbed the last one, but you do have Rob Bauman back there. So I'm wondering, if you're the Panthers special team coach, do you squib it? Do you say, hey, we gotta kick it to them and we just got to get better? Let's see what they do here. Another squib kick, except this one is going to go to Ra. He's going to have to pick this up. He picks it up at his own 9-yard line, gets up the middle. Panthers stay in their lane, and he is going to end up being brought down at about the 23, 24-yard line. However, there is a flag on the play here. So let's see what happens.
Looked like he might have got him with a block in the back there.
Oh, man, yeah. You are correct. So we're going to see what the Panthers decide to do here with this penalty and see where the Eagles are going to take possession. Man, it was I think that I'm going to say this. I think the Panthers kind of lucked out there with the block in the back. That ball was not intended to go to Raw. You could tell they wanted to squib that the entire way and just kept rolling, and Bauman was just on the receiving end of that. So,
wow, we actually got it going the other way. It's moving forward.
That's a fantastic for the Eagles. They're going to end up having first down and 10. Let's see where they spot that ball at. They're going to spot that ball at the Eagles 40. So huge break for the Eagles there.
Yeah, absolutely. I had that. I thought he had him for a block in the back. That's my bad on that. But huge advantage, and they take it on the 40 instead of the 10.
Yeah, so we're going to have the other QB in for the Eagles. That's going to be the senior, number 12, Will Clark, who is, like we talked about earlier in the broadcast. It's not a it's a shared. They share that. It's a platoon. They, both quarterbacks will pass the ball. Both quarterbacks will run the ball. And one of the things, I mentioned this earlier, I talked to Coach O, and the thing that he loved the most about his QBs, one being a senior and one being a junior, is they're the most selfless kids ever. He said that they, most kids want to be QB1. I mean, that's all that's talked about, QB1. And he said these kids root each other on, in practice. They're, hey, look for this, look for that, because at the end of the day, they know that it is about winning and about business. And I think one of the umpires, I might have went the wrong way on that penalty. So I think that penalty was on the Eagles. So the Eagles are actually going to start on their own 10-yard line.
Hey, the thing I'll say is I appreciate that, if they got it right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you're doing the right thing. So
mistakes sure do happen. It is what it is. It's a part of sports.
That's the one thing I'd say is you always want them to get it right. You don't care how long. You don't, how it looks. So,
all right. So Clark's going to go ahead and hand that ball off, and the Eagles are going to get 5 yards on that carry. So they have proven they can get 3 to 5 yards on a carry at any time they want, it seems like.
Yeah, I'd say negative plays have really been the Achilles heel of their offense tonight, because they've definitely moved the ball in the trenches and to the outside on the runs. It's just been the flags and the negative plays.
Yeah, and that, those are things that the coaching staff is going to look at probably tonight. That's the funny thing about, even though it's high school sports, man, these coaches, they live, eat, and breathe this stuff. So I can guarantee you by the time that they get the kids on the bus back to the schools and get them out of there, these kids will probably be watching film no later than 20, 30 minutes later.
Well,
so,
knowing this Hudson Bay coaching staff, they're going to have these guys dialed up and ready to roll for the next week. That's part of the deal.
Yeah, so Eagles get the snap off. Will Clark gets to the outside, bootleg, doesn't like what he sees, going to keep it himself, and he's tried to break, but he's brought down immediately by a couple Washougal Panther defenders, and he gets no gain on that. So get to the end of the third. The score is the Washougal Panthers 55, the Hudson's Bay Eagles 14. So as you see the replay, I've got another announcement I want to read here. So, if you've attended an athletic event this year, you may have noticed something new. You can skip the long line at the ticket booth, buy your tickets online. The district has partnered with GoFan to bring online ticketing to high school sports. You can pay with your credit card online in advance and then get scanned into the game. It's easy and fast. To buy tickets, head to your school's athletic website and look for GoFan. You can also go to gofan.com and search, or gofan.co, and search for your school. Yeah, so this is, I've witnessed this a few times. It's a fantastic thing that the district has brought on, and it does speed up. I mean, last few years, even before the COVID, you'd get to a game and there'd be so many people, the game would start and you'd spent 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes in line, and next thing you know, you've come out, there's been a couple scores, and it's 3 minutes left in the first quarter. So this is a fantastic opportunity that Vancouver Public Schools has brought on to allow to streamline that process.
Absolutely. As we watch a big run there. Holy cow, breaking tackles up the middle there. That's number 7, Malachi Hodges, and spinning through traffic.
Yeah, so a great run for the sophomore who gets the ball up to the 45-yard line, and, just looking to get some of the younger kids the touches. We understand that the Eagles have Raw and Akil Bauman, but not much more than a perfect time to get some of your younger kids the ball and just get them used to some of these touches, some of these hits, and you never know. You're probably going to need them later down the road.
Well, yeah, and as much as you hate losing games like this, I would say the coaching staff loves opportunities to get these guys who don't play all the time opportunities and looks and experience to the game.
So Malachi Hodges gets the handoff. He bounces to the outside. He gets up to the 50, and then he's thrown back. But they're going to go ahead and give him forward progress instead of that loss. So he's actually going to get the forward progress, and they're going to give him 5 yards on that carry. That was a little unique play there, as we see it right here on the replay.
He was trying to get some extra miles there.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was running, and they gave him the forward progress. So
got to be impressed with the gang tackling of Washougal, though.
Yeah, they're flying to the ball, and they're trying to limit the Eagles in space, and they've done a good job of that so far tonight. All right, Will Clark under center, drops back. Hits the receiver screen to Rob Bauman, number 1. They're going to try to get him in space. He tries to break a tackle. Panthers are swarming to the ball, and he gets about a 2-3 yard gain on that.
I heard this on a broadcast the other day, and I didn't really know what it meant, but I just saw it there. He said the guy didn't have any hips, and you watch Rao there when he tried to get his hands around him, he just kind of slips right out, and he goes the other direction. He's a tough guy to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Bauman is I want to say they have him listed at they don't have his weight or on here, but last I talked to him in the halls, and he said, I'm big. I said, oh, okay. He said 165 pounds.
Yeah.
But, hey, to these high school kids, that is big. So
that is big. He's quick, though. He's like a jitterbug out there.
He is. He really is. So 3rd down and 2.
Oh.
Will Clark's going to hand that ball off to Malachi Hodges, finds a hole, bursts through it, and gets another 10, 12 yards on that play. So the Eagles are going to have the first down on the Panthers' 35-yard line.
Wide receiver there at the bottom of the screen was still getting set. I think they might have not seen that one because
every once in a while you need a little luck.
You do.
That's how I look at it. All right, so Will Clark gets the play from the offensive coordinator. He's going to give it to his team and see how they get set up here. So he's going to have a receiver on both sides of him. He's going to have – that looks like a jumbo set if you ask me. You got a number 64, Taise Tele, and then you got a fullback behind him, and then you're going to hand the ball off. So, I mean, that's a jumbo set if you ask me. That's a guard that's back there playing a fullback, and they're just pushing the pile, and they're going to get another 6-7 yards on the carry there.
Well, and Derek Slater in the trenches pulling him down. I mean, that's a tough situation. He kind of went along for a ride there, but he stuck with it and brought the guy down for a tackle.
Yeah, so we're going to look at 2nd and 4 here on the Panthers' 29-yard line. 8 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Washougal's safety still playing down in that box and then dropping out.
All right, Will Clark drops back. shakes the defender, doesn't like what he sees, trying to turn upfield. And you know what? He doesn't get to take a sack. He actually gets a couple yards out of that. And now we go from what potentially could have been a sack to a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 on the 6-yard line. So
yeah, I mean,
good job.
Good job of not taking a negative play there.
I mean, you could see on the replay, number 4 was hot on his pursuit, and he just didn't like what he see, tucked it and ran. So that's a heads-up play by the senior.
Well, and Cooper Maxey there sticking with him in the perimeter. I mean, it's tough when you're a bigger guy and you get out there in space, you know?
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 2. They're in that jumbo set. Hand the ball off to number 7, Malachi Hodges, and he is met at the hole by big number 79. That is Jose Alvarez Cruz.
We've called his name a couple times tonight. He's a big body in the middle.
All right, so 4th and 1. You know what? And the Eagles, they're gonna leave the offense on the field, which I don't blame them. Score is what the score is, 55-14. So why not see if you can get a momentum play here?
You know what I love is the fan section, and everybody stayed put and is cheering, and it's a great night here at Kiggins Bowl.
Yeah, it is, and so that hats off to both fans for just rooting their team on to the bitter end here. This is what we love to see. All right, Eagles in that jumbo set. They're going to hand off to number 3, Akil Bauman. He bursts through the hole, and he's going to get that first down. He gets about 3 yards on that carry.
That was a big hit right there by Travis Lundberg, but again, falling forward, getting you that first down like we've been saying all night.
Yeah, so we're going to have 1st and 10 on the Eagles' 26-yard line. And, if you're Coach O, you're trying to maintain the clock and just – it's going to continue to run, and, you're just trying to put some points on the board here as well.
Yeah, soften the blow a little bit, get some positive things going for next week, and start kind of turning your focus to, to what you got going on with Woodland next week.
All right. Clark drops back, tries to throw a corner route to Rob Bauman, and it's a little underthrown, and it's picked off there by the Panthers. I can't tell who that is, number 20. That would be Parker Cherry, the sophomore, on the interception there. So you see on the replay, Clark just drops back, and it was a great route by Raw. It was just a little underthrown. I mean, I like the play call. It just didn't quite work out.
Well, and you got to give some credit to Washougal. I mean, they 2 times now down in the red zone, they've come up with big defensive plays, and you just got to tip your hat sometimes and look for the next play.
So as the Panthers come out to get set, they're going to be in that shotgun set. They're going to go. B's still out there. I mean, they're a pretty commanding lead. I'm surprised they didn't, try to keep some of their studs off the field, but they're going to leave them out there and let them continue to play. And that ball is handed off to number 22. Chase Pattinson. He's going to get about 7-8 yards on the play, and as we see that, I'm going to hand this over to Cody. He's got one more announcement he's going to read for you guys, folks.
We hope you guys are enjoying this game, and we have some good news. There's another one coming up. It'll be a good one. These Hudson Bay Eagles have another difficult league matchup as Hudson comes to Kiggins. This Thursday night game due to Teacher In-Service Day, so Thursday, October 19th at 7 p.m. on Comcast Channel 328 and VPS YouTube channel. Again, that is October 19th at 7 p.m. on Comcast Channel 328 and the VPS YouTube channel.
Yeah, so that is going to be the senior night for the Eagles. That will be they'll have gone on the road to Woodland, and then that'll be the following week where they will have senior night versus Hawkinson, and then the following week they'll be at the Columbia River Rapids. And I would imagine moving forward, like we said, every game is important, but that's definitely going to be one that the Eagles are going to be looking forward to. It's senior night, and you think of the Eagles and all the seniors have. They're going to want to cap off this season, their senior season, with a win at home before the playoff run starts.
Yeah, such a cool atmosphere. You get the families out. You get to really celebrate everything that the seniors have put into your program for 4 years, and an opportunity to really say thank you as you send them off into college.
Yeah, so it looks like there was a personal foul in the play by the Eagles, and that's too bad. Kids are playing hard, and sometimes things get a little chippy, but these are all things that the coaching staff is going to take, and they're going to talk about and fix for next week. So You've got they did end up switching quarterbacks there. They gave the new quarterback in the game is going to be number 12, Caden Fott, and he's going to hand that ball off, and they're going to get about 6-7 yards on the play there. So it looks like both teams have kind of put the reserves in, which is what we typically see in a score right now with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, Caden Fott being a junior there, probably an opportunity for them to get their look at him, as they move into the season and potentially for next year.
Yeah, so we've talked about Washougal. The coaches have come in, they've prepared their kids, and Washougal's done a great job. And I would imagine that their coach is they're going to be game planning for the next 3 games. They're going to try and see if they can run the table and get a better position within that league schedule. And Hudson's Bay, they're going to regroup. But one of the things that is not really spoken about at Hudson's Bay is they've got 3 head coaches on that staff, and you've got Coach Mark Oliverio. This is his 2nd year coming back at Bay. You've got Ray Lyons, who is the defensive coordinator, who was the previous head coach, and then you've got Rick Steele, who used to coach at Hawkinson High School, who is on the Hudson's Bay staff. So it's a tough loss here for Bay, but the great thing for those kids is they've got 3 really good head coaches who are going to get those kids back right, healthy, and get them prepared for next week.
Well, and not to mention you got guys like Bronson Castellano, and you got Alex Green, who former pro football player, and some of these guys can give different perspectives. And like you said, there's nothing better than after a loss like this having great football minds that you can lean on to get you headed right back in the right direction.
Yeah, and that's going to be the true test for the Eagles is. The league championship's still up for grabs. It's just 1 game, so don't let this compound for next week. Try to go up to Washougal and see if you can stick it to them and stay 4-1. You don't want to drop that and be 3-2. So I would imagine, like I said earlier, the coaches are gonna get the kids on the bus. This game's they're gonna flush it and they're gonna start preparing for next week.
Well, and as you were reading scores earlier, you look around the GSHL. There's potential upsets happening there, and then you look at it. The teams that are towards the bottom are still mathematically in a position where if they were to win out, they could go slide their way all the way up to the top of the standings. So it's absolutely a competitive league with a lot still to play for.
Yeah. So Panthers are probably going to kneel this. Yep. So the quarterback takes the snap. They're going to kneel this down, and that's going to be the ball game, folks. So the Washougal Panthers are going to go ahead and win this game, 55. The Hudson's Bay Eagles are going to drop 1, 14. So the Panthers go back to 2-2 in league play. The Eagles are going to be 3-1. A couple of highlights, we need to touch on is Holden B and Sam Evers were as good as advertised.
I mean, absolutely. And every time that the Hudson Bay defense had an answer for bottling them up, Holden B used his legs or one of the other running backs for Washougal would break a big run. It was a tough, dynamic offense to stop today.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to give it up to the Washougal Panthers. They came to play, and it was a great game. I mean, even though the score didn't go the way that the Eagles wanted, it was still a great game. The kids played hard. Nobody got injured at the end of the day. That is fantastic. Couple things, as they're going to show some game highlights here, you guys are going to be able to watch. So a couple things that, we want to do some quick shout-outs. We want to shout out the Hudson's Bay Band that came out, and even though you guys can see them, they performed really well. They tried to keep the crowd engaged. Shout out to the student section that showed up. It was a great crowd here. Beautiful night for football. I do have to give a shameless plug. I'm sorry I'm going to do this right now. I want to thank my family, my wife, for holding down the fort while I came out here and got to live my dream. And she took care of the kids tonight, so I want to give my shameless plug. You got a shameless plug you want to do?
Yes, I do. I'd like to thank my significant other as well for holding down the fort at home. And it's always great to come out and share this opportunity with you guys. I hadn't been in the broadcast booth tonight, and Dee, you did a great job. You carried me, so I appreciate that.
Hey, I want to thank you for being my partner. Hopefully, we're going to throw this out here. Hopefully, they bring us back for the senior night. That would be fantastic. We're excited. So like we said, it was a great game tonight. The Panthers 55, the Hudson's Bay Eagles 14. Again, we want to thank everybody for VPS Game Time Broadcast. They did a fantastic job. They let us live our dream, and that's everything we got tonight. So, folks, thank you for attending. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and have a great night.
Have a good night.